All right, we're live. Welcome to the pub, everybody. Just going to do a quick tune, and then we'll get this thing rolling. You dudes in the chat want to see if you can pick this out? Feel free. We have 0 viewers. Oh, it just went to 8. That's nice. Okay. Here we go. Pick this one out. Take your baby by the hands and make her do a high handstand. Take your baby by the heel. Do the next thing that you feel. You were so in vibes, and I dance all days. We were cool all cries when all you knew and everyone you knew could believe and share all of what was true. And I said, dance hall days now, dance hall days, dance hall days now. Take your baby by the hair, pull her close, there. Take your baby by the ears and play upon her darkest fears. We were so in vibes, and I danced all days. We were cool all cries when all you knew and everyone you knew could believe and do and share what was true. And I said, dance hall days, love, dance hall days, dance hall days, love. Yeah, Georgie. All right, classic one from the early 80s. Anyone get the band? Anybody? They had a much more famous song. And that more famous song, I believe they said, everybody Wang Chung tonight. Yeah. So a little bit of Wang Chung. It's a very strange song lyrically. Take your baby by the hand and make her do a high handstand. Take your baby by the heel, and do the next thing that you feel. When interviewed, the singer said that this was basically just a pop song, that the lyrics were somewhat mindless. Second verse, take your baby by the hair and pull her close and there. Take your baby by the ears and play upon her darkest fears. So I think there's a little bit more going on here than just this mindless pop song. It's definitely got a little, hey, Fat Belly. It's definitely got a little like serial killer thing. Take your baby by the wrist and in her mouth an amethyst. And in her eyes, 2 sapphires blue, and you need her, and she needs you. You know, it's a trippy tune. And Dance Hall Days, I assume that was something from maybe the early 70s, 60s, when they were like young kids. They went to the dance halls. There you go, Platypussy Lemon. So anyways, cool tune. Love the combination of chords, the descending chords in the, real quick, in the chorus. It's cool. He walks through every note almost. How does he do? He goes. It's cool. Just cool chord progressions. Good tune. Been a solid week. Getting summer rolling here. There's my wife. There's Sammy Cat saying hey to Last Dance. Georgie, Platypus Lemon, what's up, guy? And there, of course, is Last Dance. And Georgie again, Fat Belly. I said hi to you. Cup of tea. What's up, brother? Crazy fucker, you. Paul McCord, how you doing? Tom Parsons. Very cool. Thanks for being here, everybody. And of course, early on, our brother Biscuit Vapes, he says he's had a couple already, and he was in the green room, I guess. He was flashing a bottle, so he could show us what his bottle is right about now. What's up, dude?
Hello, it's a bottle of gin.
Grayson's Gin. Oh, wow.
Formerly known as Oliver Cromwell.
Okay, Cromwell's Gin. Cool.
Uh-huh.
Nice, dude. How is it? What are you having it with? Tonic or soda?
Just lemonade.
What's that soda for? Or seltzer?
It's diet lemonade.
Oh, wow. There's no color to it. That's strange, dude. Good drink?
It's basically the chemical version of lemonade.
But is it carbonated? I thought I heard a hiss.
It's very, very carbonated.
Wow.
And it's like, I guess it's more, they've just filled it full of citric acid.
Right.
So it's like tangy.
Maybe some kind of a probably non-sugar sweetener to
I think it's got aspartame in it.
Yep. Yeah, I don't like that stuff, man. But it's good with a cocktail.
There's sucralose.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
And acylfame K, however that is.
Exactly. How's it go?
Does it have any lemons in it? 0 lemons. Just citric acid.
That's a basic ingredient that makes a lemon acidic. So
I guess that's how they make it sugar free as well.
Right. So you have your sour, and then you add the sweet, and boom, it's a perfect balance. That's what all good drinks have. You have to have sour. You have to have sweet. You want to complement the booze. You can still taste the gin, right?
Mm.
Yeah.
I have about 3 shots in a highball glass.
Is that what you would call a very piney gin, or more mellow?
No, it's very, very mellow. It's like Gordon's.
Okay. Now, what would be a strong one, like Bombay? Bombay's got a lot.
Yeah, Bombay's quite strong. Yeah,
quite piney and like juniper flavors, I guess. That sort of thing.
But personally, I don't like the taste of gin, so I just mask it with the sweetness.
Right. Yeah, that's Snoop. Snoop started that gin and juice, man.
And I don't like tonic at all. So,
I mean, essentially, why don't you just do vodka then?
I could do, but vodka, it's not as classy, is it?
No, vodka's definitely at least in terms of.
And this is actually cheaper than vodka.
There was a run there where Absolute was probably twice as much as it is now. It was far more expensive maybe 20, 25 years ago. But you're right, in that vodka has fallen down to be more of a pedestrian drink, the plebes or whatever. But this
70 centiliter bottle, is it centiliter? Yeah, CL.
700 mLs.
Yeah. That was $11.99.
That's an arbitrary measurement. Over here, it would be a 750. That's weird, huh?
We have either a 70 centiliter or a liter.
You don't have the handle, the 1.5.
No, we don't. We don't.
Those...
We do. They do in alcohol shops have the like super giant size that's like £100. Like 100 quid. But it has 30 bottles in it.
That's like a big party type thing or a wedding.
Well, it's not a party thing. It's more of a what they call it a one-off.
Right.
You know,
Do you
like,
have you must have a special tap for that sort of thing. I mean, who's picking the fucking thing up? To
I
make a
don't. I
drink?
think you're not meant to actually drink it. It's just there to be a centerpiece.
Oh, I see. Right.
It has actually got they've got a big Jack Daniels one for 190 quid, but it's
Wow.
I think it's 4 gallons.
Damn. That's too much bourbon for me. Small bottle, I can keep track of it. I'm like, okay, I'm good. That stretch out a couple weeks,
Yeah.
If you're stretching out a giant bottle for a couple of weeks, you're not really winning anymore.
No, I would imagine that after opening it, you couldn't drink it fast enough before it goes off.
Sure, that makes sense. Mm-hmm.
Whereas I think 70 cl is perfect size. I'll probably drink that'll last me 2 days.
Very nice. Wish I had a lampshade. This thing I seem a little washed out here. Too much light. That's better. All right. Cool. All right. Links in the description there, fellas. Anyone else? Feel free to join on in. There it is in the chat. So yeah, how's it over there with Biden? Biden's done, but a lot of buzz from that. And is lockdown starting up again, or what?
No, it's not starting up. It's just not going any further.
Okay.
The rate of infections is rising exponentially.
It's from the Delta variant. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's right. The Delta Plus variant now.
Yikes!
So that's like another variant on top.
It's not good.
No. And then I don't know if you've heard, but our health secretary that was Matt Hancock, who was in charge of it all, he got caught recently, basically having an affair with his aide.
I thought when I read the story, it said he was fired for breaking COVID protocol for kissing her.
Yeah, because they're supposed to stay 2 meters apart, but it was also an affair.
So is
it's
he
been
married?
Going on for years.
Is he married?
Yes, 15 years married.
Not good. But if he was
with children.
If he was single, would he be in the weeds? Not as much, obviously, but he probably
just as much, because obviously he's broken the rules.
Yeah, I mean, a kiss between a man and a woman, though? Jesus.
I mean, I don't think maybe it wouldn't have been as bad if they started living together. But he also appointed someone he's known for 20 years into a high role in government.
Like a pseudo nepotism sort of a thing, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Hey, there's good question, Topple.
Who doesn't cheat?
Topple,
I have proven on live British television that I did not cheat.
Right. Let me. Topple had a really good tweet regarding Hayden's eternally buffering video on Twitter. It was pretty funny, dude. Kudos. All right. Let's bring in some couple regulars here. Cypher this and Last Dance. How you doing, fellas?
Hey, guys. All right.
It's going good.
How you doing, Steve? How you doing, Biscuit and Cypher?
I missed you last week, but I watched the replay, and you guys were great. You're a much more conserved, composed group without me around.
Was that when we started liberaling it up a little, and you were losing your shit over there, Georgie, going, "Oh Jesus, these guys!" I don't know. I can't.
Yeah, I was watching the replay. I'm going, what the fuck are they talking about?
No. There was a week when you were hanging in the chat here, and you didn't come on, and I think we were.
No, last week I missed it completely. I wasn't around. You came on, about 8:45, 8:30?
I thought it was closer to 7:45.
Might have been, but yeah, I was busy. I did well,
Hey, Alan.
2 A's and a B on the college. Me, the young college student that I am. I did get the B on the
Let's
accounting.
talk about that B.
That B was something. It was a failure of sorts. Kidding, of course. That goddamn accounting shit. But that's the one I got the B on. And so I'm happy. I mean,
you should have called accounts direct if you had.
I actually made a comment on accounts when what's it, Englander, Mr. Englander was talking, and he said, "Yeah, it's nice that we're attracting the younger viewers." I didn't even say anything. Okay, sir. You probably got 10 times the, intellectual acuity that I have. So respect.
Yeah, I haven't caught his show yet, or the plain comedy show that's also featured on Alt Feed. I haven't saw either of them, but
yeah, he's a smart dude. I mean, I listened to him. And
should we save the Derek Chauvin sentencing for a little bit later?
Goobers. Oh boy, goobers! I'll give you goobers, you peckerhead.
Yeah, that I consider Tesla Rocks that's sort of like what you say to your bros, like "What's up, dicks?" or "What's up," whatever.
Right. That's how I responded.
Exactly.
Pure respect, but might as well respond that way. I've never seen that person. Have you?
Tesla Rocks. I recognize the name. Yes.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
I'll back off.
Yeah. He's in it. Yeah, the weird spelling always throws me off. I want to read Tesla Roski like a Polish name.
I think doesn't that say Tesla Rocks?
Yeah, it does.
He rocks. Smokesteve rocks too.
Yeah.
All right, last week's show was a good one though, and I wasn't on the sidebar. I didn't see any of it. I watched it all on replay, and yeah, a very, very good show. You guys were great.
Thanks, man.
I really enjoy it. I mean, it's a great community of people. That's all there is to it, and I appreciate that you even let me participate. To be frank.
Good. Yeah, I need you guys to keep it rolling. I can't do it by myself. It wouldn't exist if not for the people.
I just hope it's fun for you. If it's not, it has to be fun. It has to be fulfilling in certain ways.
It is. Yeah, it is. And on these days if I'm doing something, I might start it later. I might do it on a different night. Who knows? But I'll keep it going in some form or another. Most definitely. As long as Hayden will have me. I mean,
yeah.
He's his shows, they've been interesting, different, but entertaining is the most important thing.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a character.
Yeah.
I mean, his show is really entertaining, but I just wish he'd get add a couple more topics than just transphobia and whatnot.
Yeah,
he seems to have got that stuck in his head for a few weeks.
Yeah, you're right.
I think his shows are about what happened the previous week.
Yeah,
he's hanging pretty topical. Yeah, he's got good topical subjects.
I mean, I don't mind the transphobia bit, but I wouldn't mind something else on top.
Yep, give me a rock, Tesla.
Well, no, it's not just transphobia; it's pedophilia too.
Right, another really great subject.
Topple.
No, I know what you mean. He's trying to expose certain people, make other people see, like, listen, this is what's really going on here. And he's getting called out for it. I agree with you, Last Dance. I would say, though, there were weeks where he did more geopolitical stuff, and that hasn't been as much lately, and I do like his takes, especially on the UK stuff. Obviously, when Trump was in office, I think there was a little bit more ammo.
A lot more fun.
Yeah. I mean, ammo, I guess, just material to pick from. Just
all this stuff with, the implications of perversion and pedophilia. What is so bizarre is that I really was dealing with that back in the 1990s with the BBS group. And I mean, there was a University of Florida, I don't know what he was, an anthropology professor or what he was, but he was a little older than I was. At that time, I was about 38, 39. He had gone to Vietnam, so he was at least 1 or 2 years older than I was, and he was a professor, and he was bragging about seducing an 18-year-old student. And I mean, that's not pedophilia, 18-year-old age of consent. But then I had, there was just this whole community of people that were bent on perverting as much normal societal values and mores and norms as they could. And I was just sort of trying to provide perspective, and I was always ready to give and take, but and forgive and forget. But there was this hatred that started coming back at me regularly. And I mean, I was sort of an asshole. I mean the weird, problems that I've told you guys about over and again that I'm not going to go over tonight, but it did make me cranky and nasty and contentious. But still, there was weirdness going on. Third wave intersectional feminism was starting to go on back in the early 1990s. And, if you understand intersectional politics, it brings together all of the lowest level of minority interests that it can in order to create the biggest political effect. And so I was scuffling against that as a weirdo, centrist, I wanted to be a centrist, but, I lo and behold, I turned out not to be centrist. I was sort of an outhanger, an outlier, all along. So as an outlier, I was fighting people who were just wanting to be politically manipulating the society. And it's very strange, it was very strange 25, 30 years ago. And now it's even more, complex to observe and to try to decipher. And that's what people like Hayden and, some of the other folk that we are aware of are trying to do. And I mean, God bless them for doing it. but it really is weird. You guys know it. You've seen some of the bizarro, crazy stuff that's out there, trying to have its sway in society. And it
Here's Greg.
What?
He says I look lost. I'm just waiting to put my word in.
Oh, yeah, I'll be quiet. Okay, go ahead.
I was just going to say that for the age gap thing, I heard a good rule of thumb was like half your age plus 7, and that works pretty well, much better than the minimum age of 16.
Where did you get this? Where did this formula come from?
It comes from. Have you ever heard of game theory and film theory?
I've heard of game theory. I don't know what film theory is.
Well, that guy had that particular formula, and it makes sense if you think about it.
I'm thinking about it, and it doesn't make sense.
Really?
So an 80-year-old guy could be with a 47-year-old woman. Is that right?
Yeah.
Well,
that's correct.
I had an upstairs. I hope she can hear me. The bitch. She's still up there. She's upstairs neighbor who's now about 81. She was 78, and some 34-year-old con artist, 6'4" con artist, worked his way in there saying he was going to be there a few days. And the asshole stayed there for almost a year. And he was out on the balconies smoking crack, basically during the winter. We love to open our balcony door, the screen door and the windows. And this asshole was just fucking our shit up regularly. And, and then he went over to California and he got hit by a car and he died. And so now we're hearing from this 80-year-old lady, oh, I loved him. That's like me bringing in a 25-year-old crack whore, having her die from crack and going, oh, I loved her. Get the fuck out of here.
Crazy, man.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it happens. I supposedly am paying thousands of dollars every year. I mean, over the course, I've lived here over 10 years now. I have paid somewhere between $30,000 and $40,000 for in condo dues for the privilege of avoiding just that kind of shit. and yet it happened anyway. So I know that those who don't live in covenant communities, they don't live in condo associations, they don't live in homeowner associations, they're exposed to that shit that much more than I ever have been. So I'm sorry for everybody that ever has to go through that.
So wait, did you file a complaint and nothing happened?
Well, yeah, I actually, about 3-4 months in, I have, as an ex-insurance agency owner, I had the ability to go into, clerk of court documentation and look at court documents. And I'm seeing, oh, this guy just happened to knock down the doors of his grandparents and hold them hostage and injure his own grandmother, and then try to run over police officers in Edgewater, which is another community down to the south of us, run a car off the fucking road into the river, the Indian River, where, I've showed you guys the Indian River. Yeah. And I showed the fucking, condo managers this documentation. Nothing happened. And finally, at the very end of the whole process, I finally got an attorney. And it took an attorney, Smokesteve, to make the shit stop. And I mean, and he still was threatening the neighbor upstairs enough that I guess she had to pay him to get the fuck out of there. I'm sure that's what finally happened. And
you must have been happy when he was gone.
Yeah, well, I actually paid not quite $1,000 to the attorney and a private investigator, and I said, I decided I'm not paying this shit myself, and I did threaten a lawsuit, and I got repaid. It was about $800. I got repaid the $800, and they were pissing and moaning about it the whole time, assholes, when they should have been apologizing to me the whole time, because nobody else but me, living directly underneath the situation, was dealing with this assholishness. But anyway, I don't know. Thanks for listening to me.
Hey, speaking of cracks, are you following this building collapse in Miami?
Yes. It's apparently back in 19. I'm guessing that Hurricane Andrew may have been the initial precipitator for that. Andrew was the one that destroyed Homestead and came through South Florida, and an engineer was saying that building was coming down about a millimeter a year,
sinking.
Yeah, sinking.
That was 2 years ago, wasn't it?
Back in it was happening before 1995.
Right.
And the initial lawsuit against that, what was it? I don't remember even. I forgot which.
There was a lawsuit for visible cracks in like concrete walls that a tenant won, and then they had to fix it, and it might have happened a second time.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean,
so there may have been warning signs. But
yeah, it's insane. I mean, no other building around, according to what I've seen on the engineering feedback, had that happen. But that building was was sinking a millimeter a year, and that's my best knowledge of it. And that's crazy. That's crazy stuff. I mean, no explosives, no precipitating events, and right there when it happened. And I'm sure you guys saw the other the other buildings, security footage of that happening.
I saw that one video from another building.
Right. And that was like a miniature version of one of the Twin Towers. I mean, horrifying. And I mean, there's still about 100 missing, and that means there's going to be
all dead.
Yeah, right at 100 more dead at least, probably, which nobody's nobody's celebrating about.
I assume the owners have gotten out of town and they're in some country without extradition.
Yeah, they're talking to their insurers and their reinsurers and everybody else, and I don't know if there's going to be criminal negligence on it or not, but wouldn't surprise me. That's pretty horrifying.
Yeah, it could have been a lot of factors, obviously, but it was clearly degenerative over years and years. But it's unbelievable that for so long it could be failing, but the actual event was maybe 2 seconds. But for how many years has that been building up?
The stress factors are just incalculable by anybody other than structural engineers. They're just, whoa.
Yeah, I mean, rebar is not really, I don't know. I just don't know the construction style of that building. It looked like all concrete for the most part.
Yeah.
So with probably some steel reinforcement in there, but it's essentially what a bridge is. Most modern bridges are built with the same,
Wasn't there a bridge that went down in D.C. recently?
Yes, a
yeah.
pedestrian bridge over a highway.
Yeah.
But yeah, came right down. Nobody was seriously injured.
Yeah, that's good. A little bit smaller event, but still, I mean, the infrastructure in the United States is slowly but surely having difficulties, and it's unfortunate. The left and the right, you hear these. I mean, if you've been watching the big news, I guess Biden's administration is now making the what do you call it? It's not bilateral. What do you call that when both sides work together?
Bipartisan.
Bipartisan, yes, sir. They all were happy and they were standing behind Biden and everything was great. And then he said, "Oh, by the way, this is all contingent on another $6 trillion being approved." And then things got dicey and weird again. But they better quit acting like assholes and start repairing infrastructure. You know
what he said? You know what Biden said after that, George? He said, "We're gonna need another $6 trillion. We're gonna need that, but don't tell anybody." Did you see the creepy whisper? What the fuck was that?
I didn't see that.
I watched it on. I think it was Stephen Colbert show. I think
these guys, shit.
Yeah.
I get my bachelor's degree. I'm going to tell them all about it.
Yeah. What the hell was I just talking about? Yeah, I can't read and talk at the same time.
I know, I'm being a dick.
About Biden's whispering.
Yeah, it was strange. He was talking about money that he got for
$6 trillion.
He was talking about money he got for unemployment or something like that. They're going to be all set. I got millions. This is so weird.
God damn. He's probably got, Obama, talking in his ear with an earpiece. $6 trillion. I can't stand it. I just can't stand it.
Made me laugh. And Stephen Colbert this morning, he goes onto his microphone and goes, "The way you leaned into your microphone."
Yeah. If I could figure out the screen share, I would put it on right now. But
I mean, I'll have to go look. I didn't realize he had done that. That is weird.
It's pretty.
Okay, I'm going to mute myself here real quickly and blow my nose.
No problem. All right.
Oh, I heard it. Yeah, that's true. And there was a few years ago, the Florida International University pedestrian walkway collapsed, and there were fatalities there.
What about the bridge? Was it in Minneapolis a few years, 10, 15, 20 years ago that just a span or suspension bridge just dropped into a river, I assume?
Was it the Interstate 35?
Something
in my
like
mind.
that.
Yeah.
Up north, right? Up north.
Yeah, Minnesota.
Yeah. Up north. I remember that.
And there was another one from maybe a little more from you guys' heyday, the 70s, where wasn't there like a walk skyway inside of a mall that was held up with wires and shit, and the whole fucking thing collapsed and like multiple tens of people died. Do you remember anything like that?
That doesn't ring a bell now.
Really? No.
Alan Reed just said the collapse of the Pentagon didn't happen by subsidence alone. Wasn't that an aeroplane?
Let me try and see if I can give this out.
Pentagon didn't collapse.
No, but it did get crumbled on one side, didn't it?
Well, it got blasted, yeah.
The Hyatt Regency walkway collapse, 81.
I don't remember that.
114 deaths.
Wow. How can I forget that? But
Yeah,
Where was it?
That was in Kansas City, Missouri. Kansas City, Missouri. Sorry. Stupid city. But yeah, it was held up with wires that had through bolts that went through maybe these beams that the walkways were on. And I remember Engineering Marvels or something like that on Discovery a few years ago. The bolts were a fraction of an inch too small, and they kind of pulled through. And I guess one went, the whole thing went, and it just dropped, killed the people on it and a bunch of people below. Pretty crazy stuff. And that thing was practically brand new. Fucking, I don't know. Would you pay the $30 to walk on the thing that goes way out over the Grand Canyon?
I was just thinking that I was going to mention that.
Like 2,000 feet up,
Nope.
a clear floor.
Would not.
Depends on my mood, but you're basically, you got to trust the engineers, right? And then someone mentions the Hyatt Regency thing, and you think, well, why do I have to trust them?
Yeah.
Maybe I shouldn't trust them.
My thing is, if I made it to the Grand Canyon, I'm cool. I'm there. I'm looking at it. It's beautiful. I don't need to walk out on the air, way out, like suspended over the fucking thing. I'm there. You don't have to go extreme, like you've made it.
What if someone asked you to bungee off of that particular bridge?
No,
you really want to push your luck, don't you?
That's right. Not in Mexico. That's all I can say.
I think that bungee jumping is a wild risk because it's not calculated. There's too many variables, and you're relying on other people. It's the same thing with skydiving. It's a really, probably fun, both of them, but they're high risk behaviors. And
I've seen some bungee jumps where the guys are touching the water down below.
Oh yeah,
they're just skimming it with their fingertips.
Sure.
Yeah, if I went down there, I'd probably be fully dunked.
Yeah, they ask you your weight. Then
don't do it, biscuit vapes. Don't do it.
They have.
I wouldn't. I would love to when I lose weight, but not right now. My body is snapping in half. My hips wouldn't be able to take the weight.
Well, they have different length slings, so the bungee is say up 10 feet, and then they can attach for a really heavy person maybe a 2-foot sling, but for a light person it would be a 10-foot sling because it's going to control how far down you go on the thing. But I think there's got to be some kind of a limit. There you go. She rode a mule into the Grand Canyon. That sounds okay, but I don't ride animals. I think that's ridiculous. Riding around on an animal. Look at me on an animal.
If that animal gets spooked and jumps straight off a canyon, you're dead.
Yeah.
I don't think you ride it over the edge. That's not how that works.
I know. Right.
Well, its name is Ass, and you know what asses are like.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not into that one either, but I'm sure it was cool. Bungee jump on the Contra Dam. There you go.
There was another collapse somewhere. I want to say it was Central Florida. It was another one of these pedestrian overpasses.
Yeah, we talked about that while you were farting.
Farting, drinking, and blowing my nose. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. I think it was Florida International University.
Yeah.
Does that sound right?
It crushed a couple of cars.
There were definitely some fatalities.
Deaths. Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah, I remember it. Weird, bad news. I think they were setting something in. It was.
They were working on it at the time.
It was in progress. Yeah. That's right.
I'm wondering, is that's life, but not as we know it, saying he's the same as my opinion on the riding around on animals, and then he's reaffirming that with Good Man Steve. I don't know.
Well, he's saying to sort me out and give me a bong. So someone's going to have to give me a bong. God damn it! Along with some great reefer.
Sort that man out with a bong.
I can't afford it. I can't afford good reefer. God damn it!
Yes, you can.
Yeah, I probably could, but I don't know what I'm going to do about that.
It's great for the stress. That's all I have to say.
Yeah. I wonder how I do with my studies. I've got another 3 courses in summer B, and then I've got the capstone project in fall A, with one more course that's none of these other courses. After getting through that accounting, I'm hot to go now. I'm ready to make all A's. I want that magna cum laude shit.
You're hot to trot.
I am, sir.
What about Rudy Giuliani losing his law
college
license?
Women think I am.
Right.
What about Rudy Giuliani losing his law license? What a prick.
Oh, he'll get it back.
No, he won't. He's going to get barred.
That's just them New York boys saying bullshit.
He's going to get disbarred.
Disbarred. Goddamn New Yorkers.
That's an interesting thought, Paul Greystone.
Go to wars, multiple wars, not just a war, but multiple wars.
Well, I certainly don't want to go to war.
I don't know about this. Is you sure you're not Paula Gray?
I don't know.
Who's the comedian Paula Graypound? What's her name? Paula
Pondstone.
Paula Pondstone. That's who that guy is.
Paula Ponscombe.
In times of peace, if there wasn't any wars, would the army be able to be used as a workforce instead?
That's happened.
For
the decades,
for rebuilding infrastructure and shit.
That's happened.
So most of the guys who serve, I guess, if there's no combat action during their whole time, how does that work after you finish basic training? I don't even know. Do they all stay together even though there isn't a war happening? You know what I'm saying?
You asking me?
I don't know.
I did finish basic training, but
maybe they could station some people on like freight ships to protect the ships from Somali pirates and all that shit.
They get stationed anywhere around the world where we have to. I guess you need to have a couple 5,000 or 10,000, probably always at the DMZ in Korea.
Nation building has been part of the attempted, efforts.
Maybe they can be used for delivering aid to third world countries and stuff.
Possibly, but I bet you Alaska has
that has gone on.
A couple 10,000 soldiers.
Haiti, or whatever you want to call it. Haiti.
I think we call it Haiti.
It's sort of like Tahiti,
right?
But them and they went. Yeah, they go all over the place to stricken, regions.
Right. Now that I think about this, my knowledge goes back to Hollywood. Stripes with Bill Murray and
Bill Murray,
the guy from Ghostbusters. He was the director, right?
Harold Ramis.
Harold Ramis, yeah. Great movie, because I think I remember them talking about getting stationed somewhere. Like there was a dream spot, and then there's probably some really tough places to be stationed, Guantanamo or something, who knows. But yeah, I imagine there's guys in Hawaii. It's an outer island. It's a state. We've got to keep it well armed. So that would be a pretty kick-ass place to get stationed at for 3 years,
Yeah.
Young 20s, really good shape, They let you go out, I think. Can you go out and drink on the weekends and shit? I don't know. How does that work?
It's not a war situation, and they're not actually in any danger.
Have you ever seen the roads around any military base? Yeah, you can go out and drink on your time.
There's got to be scheduled allowing. You can't have the whole base shit-faced at the same time. Somebody's got to keep it together here, Otherwise, 11:30 on a Saturday night would be like, oh, let's go invade them. They're all going to be fucking hammered now, There's got to be some rule to it,
What was that movie that had the aliens, off the coast of Hawaii that were that came up in the big vessels from.
Was it Abyss?
No, that was a good guess, but no, it's I forget. Anyway, never mind. Just a thought.
Sounds
I
like
watched a really good film.
In Abyss, the thing comes up and like the ships are on it. It's so big when it gets to the surface at the end. Not that movie.
I vaguely remember that movie. No, this one was with Battleship. I think was the name of it.
That's a series, isn't it? Not a film.
No, there was a film. The series might have been based on the film.
Oh, right, okay.
But there was a. Yeah, it was the huge battleship that was out of Pearl Harbor, I believe, was that's out of commission, but they acted like it was recommissioned and it was out there, and there was there was the guy with the leg. He had the fake leg, and he was running around on artificial legs on the island, and he was a black dude. And
not Lagoon.
No, I think it was Battleship. I think it was Battleship. I mean, you can somebody.
I watched a really good film called Captain Phillips today. That was
pretty good. Tom Hanks movie. Yeah,
it's fantastic.
That's good. Yeah,
Tom Hank, raving liberal, Mr. Hank.
Mr. Hank. He survived COVID. Yes.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, geez. Thank God he didn't bring his dog to Australia. They would have immediately killed the dog. I don't know why I'm saying that. Sorry, obscure reference.
Wasn't it? Oh shit!
Johnny Depp. They were going to kill Johnny Depp's dogs.
Yeah, Johnny Depp.
Because he brought them to Australia.
That was funny.
Because they don't have rabies in Australia. So,
oh no!
If one mammal comes in with rabies and infects something else, the shit could explode.
Yeah.
You know.
Yes, it could.
Because they don't have. I mean, I don't know. There's no resistance to rabies, right? It can infect any animal. There's your dog, huh?
Diesel.
That was the day he was destroying a tennis ball.
How dare he destroy?
I think it only affects mammals.
Right, any mammal, I believe.
Yeah, I think, but any mammal, I think so.
Yeah.
Although I don't hear about rats with rabies or mice.
They probably carry rabies, but they don't get affected by it.
Oh, you're just guessing.
Yeah,
I am guessing. Yes, that's correct.
I saw a rabid animal maybe once, definitely wobbling around.
Yeah.
But it was an educated guess.
Possum, raccoon, probably raccoon, right?
I saw a fox that looked pretty bad looking. Man.
Cool. You know what? If there's an off chance that if they eat some like overripe fruit, if it's in the fall, that can actually be fermented and they could get pretty buzzed from that.
Get drunk.
But that's a rare occasion. I'd go rabies guess just to be safe instead of drunk fox or rabies fox. Guess rabies, and if you're wrong, you're happy. You know?
Look at the cute fox. He's drunk.
Mm-hmm. Ah! They just when they have rabies, they'll like keep coming at you. They're not like charging at you like they're trying to kill you. They just won't stop. They're like robot Terminator dog, just like coming at you, won't stop.
To hold them off. I had the weirdest. Go ahead.
Gotta kill them right to the head.
You were going to say something last, Dan?
No.
Oh, back in it was the mid 1970s. I on the beach patrol. You had to pull out these 10-mile-an-hour signs and put them in the traffic lanes. You have the big flat, high tide, low tide, flat sand. And so I went up, and if you know about magnolia trees, you know that magnolia trees shed these bulb sheaths that are furry, and I looked at right next to this 10-mile-an-hour sign, and there's this sort of furry looking, what looked like a leaf cast off. And I put my toe out. I was barefoot. I put my toe out, and it was a fucking bat. And it got me. The fucking bat got me. It bit me on the toe. And I had to be I had to start taking shots. Way back in the 70s, you didn't have just 1 or 2 shots like they do now. You had to start getting them in the stomach. And I had 3 or 4 shots in my stomach doing light duty on the beach until they determined that it wasn't rabid. They have to cut the head off, send it off to, I think it went to Jacksonville to be analyzed. I couldn't believe it. Friggin' bat bit me on the toe. Who would have thought? But I got lucky. It wasn't rabid. If it had been rabid, I would have had to, 12 shots last dance? I think back.
I remember it was, and they was torture is what I remember.
Yeah, they went up and down your abs, each ab.
What was Tesla Rox doing with his pet rat to get bit on his toe?
Never mind.
I came across bat jaws. Yeah, that was a bit of a joke.
So what do we think of Derek Chauvin's sentence?
What the fuck?
I think it was adequate.
Yeah. I guess
I'm okay with it.
Yeah, I guess.
I don't rate the people that are saying that it's not enough.
I'm going to reserve comment.
Being a bit greedy, to be fair.
I know what you think, Cypher. Uh-oh. he's screaming at the top of his lungs now.
No, I just blew my nose again.
Oh, okay.
I'm having to blow my nose here recently.
Oh, God, I'm going down this very fast.
Oh, not too fast now.
It goes down so nice, though, with lemonade.
Yeah, I'm working on my second pint of Evan Williams Green, so.
Luckily, it's only 37.5%.
Oh, yeah?
Only.
Yeah, only.
Much less than 40%.
Yeah. It's a very, very light gin.
I liked there are a few different gins.
I'm drinking gin and lemonade Ascendancy 18. Some Graysons.
I don't know, for about half a year or so, I like gin. I was drinking gin a lot.
Hey, Cypher, do you remember what Robin's name was?
Robin who?
And Batman and Robin?
Robin.
Batman was Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
And Robin was
Dick Grayson.
Dick Grayson.
No, really? There you go, Biscuit.
One of them was actually Dick Grayson.
You stop drinking that Robin now, Biscuit.
What was the other Robins? There was 3.
3 Robins?
Yeah, there was three different Robins played with different aliases.
Oh, don't know.
I don't remember. I'm talking about the original TV series.
Yeah, that was Dick Grayson.
The one where that one was so silly. They'd be pulling a rope, going, walking along on the land, pretending that they were walking straight up.
Yeah.
They were so silly, man. God. I mean, I was a real aficionado of the early, comic books, and they started ruining it with some of the stuff they put up there on TV. It's like, okay. And then, of course, Marvel came up, what was it, late 1990s, early 2000s? And they just blew the doors off with the new digital, effects were just fantastic. It was just incredible. Everybody had fun with that, everybody that I know of. I guess after a while.
There was actually 5 Robins. There was Jason Todd, Tim Drake, Stephanie Brown, which was a female, obviously, and Damian Wayne. So it's obviously in one scenario it would have been Bruce Wayne's son, and obviously Dick Grayson.
Okay. Good get. You got it.
So next time you get asked in a pub quiz, what was Robin's real name? Which Robin?
Always answer a question with another question. Keeps them off balance.
Right.
We don't have pub quizzes here, Biscuit. Americans are not smart enough.
Oh no, they have some of those up here.
Well, you live in a smarter area.
Well, maybe. Yeah, it's a thing. Like, it'll be like a Monday night thing that a bar will do to get people to come in, and then it becomes a thing, So it gets people, drinks,
You at least have karaoke bars.
Okay. Yeah, Irish bars will have them here on occasion. I never go out anymore, so I've never been to a pub quiz. Although we have Keno up here. Do you guys have any version of Keno in your states?
I don't know.
What's Keno?
It's like you get a card with like 75 numbers on it, and you can pick between 4 and 12. And say up on the screen, like 12 numbers get listed from the 75. So if you pick 4 and your 4 come up, you get like $20. If you pick 6 and your 6,
so it's like Irish lottery, but in a pub.
Yeah, but it's every like 5 minutes. It's a new game, so people will just have they'll just be running Keno all night. And like if you have 12 out of 12, you win $1 million right there in the bar. But people, but it's like it says on the back, it's like a 1 in 7 million chance or something like that, So
you got a better chance of platting fog, basically.
Bar lotto. That's funny.
Yeah, you'd have a better chance probably just buying all the random internet currency that you can afford and just holding on to it for a month right now, because things are going absolutely berserk in that department. So, I mean, people are winning and losing huge right now.
Yeah. It might be set. Hopefully it's set for another takeoff in July, August. I don't even know what the fuck it was I bought. I bought something.
How was the transaction, George? Weird?
No, I did work with Coinbase, and I bought about $3,500 of. Let me go see what I bought. Fuck it, I don't even know what I bought.
Don't tell me Dogecoin.
Snake oil.
Snake oil, yeah, it probably is. I'm talking, but I'll be right
A lot
back.
of people are losing money on Dogecoin.
Dogecoin is going down fast, isn't it?
Oh yes.
But if you hit it at the right time and sold early,
what you need to do is hit it and then wait for Elon Musk to say, everybody go buy Dogecoin. And when he says that, 5 minutes later, you say, sell, sell, sell.
He's an influencer. Stellar. I bought Stellar coin.
Okay.
And I did a little bit of research, even though I didn't know the name of the fucking coin that I bought. And
does anybody buy digital currency just to use it anymore?
No.
There's not many places you can use it.
Speculative. Stellar supposedly has many thousands of outlets, and that was supposedly,
it's Stellar Lumens?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. It looks good, bro.
Yeah, it does. It does.
The chart now.
It has potential. It probably. I probably could eventually sell it for what I bought it. Right now, it's down. Shit. about $1,000 from the $3,500 I spent. It's worth about 20.
It's to ascendancy.
Don't jump off the balcony just yet.
No, yeah, but in March, March 7th, it was at its all-time low. So it has been progressively climbing with peaks and valleys since then. So
right.
Assuming that there won't be any massive drop-offs, you should be in pretty good shape.
Yeah.
Track.
Yeah. Well, the China effect has been fucking everything up. They really they completely stifled mining of crypto over there over the last couple of months, and they're huge. I mean, they're 1.7 billion people. So if they've got a administration, so to speak, out there that's prohibiting.
Well, they had warehouses full of graphics cards, didn't they? Just piling into mining.
And mind you, that was with what people considered to be a fairly cruel one child per family policy, and they're still that highly populated. So, people shit all over that whole policy, human rights type people. And it might have been individually terrible for some people, but I guess they knew the problem that they had. Obviously, the government must have.
I can't decipher them. I tried, and I mean, I did. It's funny, I did so horribly badly in the market investing in China stocks from 2018 to 2020, but from 2016 to 2018, I doubled my money in a big way, with China stocks. So they're a mixed bag, they're a very mixed bag of opportunities and of, bizarre political, peculiarities that some of which are very suppressive. There are some extremely suppressive features to that society, but there are also, you guys still there?
I'm still here.
Somebody muted themselves. Yes, Smokesteve's ambient noise was.
All right.
There it is. It's
once
okay.
the ambient noise is there, just leave it on.
Yeah. I don't care. It's fine. It doesn't bother me. It was surprising. I get this ear silence when the ambient noise goes away.
Right.
And they're almost indecipherable. I lost my train of thought, but they're almost indecipherable in how their society works. And I mean, you get these certain aspects of the American political system attacked them as though they're the worst thing, since, the most evil of all evil things in the world. And they're going to nuke everybody to death, and they're going to conquer the world. And then you get different takes on them from other political, perspectives, and very hard to decipher them. And I decided it was too much risk to screw around with Chinese stocks.
The pennies just hit the fan.
What?
The pennies just hit the fan.
The pennies did? That's not
good.
Do
you know how overcrowding is a big thing in China?
What?
Overcrowding is a big thing in China. I think COVID was their plan all along.
And then the pennies hit the fan?
Yeah, the penny in my head just hit the fan.
I mean,
they released COVID to combat overpopulation in China.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's a euphemism of sorts.
I don't think they have to resort to COVID.
Yeah, I don't know.
They can use direct measures if they want to.
Although they might have made a monumental mistake, possibly handling COVID.
Possibly.
And now there's many different aspects to this. Bats do harbor coronaviruses. That is well known.
Here we go.
So if that's one fact, but yet maybe, right, we've done this before.
Yes.
That's the thing is, in my opinion,
I don't mind.
The labs obviously harvested the coronavirus from the bats. That's a given.
Yep.
They did that so they can test it and find possible cures or do whatever science they've got to do, because every lab across the world that deals with diseases does that same thing.
It's weird.
They grow diseases so they can treat diseases later on.
Yes, that's true.
Is that coronavirus?
Is that
oil?
That bat guano?
No, that is
marijuana oil.
Solventless extract that would be.
Oh, I'm jealous.
65% THC.
Oh, right? Shit, man.
My brother was doing that. My brother was doing that recently with putting it in between hair straighteners.
Few memories of Thai stick that I have. Oh man, I tell you.
Yeah, that's good. Thai is old school. That's what they call a land race. It came from Thailand. what they did with this, they dried it a certain way. Then they took some of the hemp string and tied it around the stem and basically made it a tiny little stick that you would break the bud off.
I mean, the one or two experiences I had with it was, it sit you right down.
Very good weed, and it's used in a lot of crosses. All the way Thai pot is an old school strain. You know,
the weird thing about the whole debate about where the coronavirus came from when LiveLeak was active, and when I was debating on the conservative side, and I was getting fed in, the feed that I was getting fed in of fact patterns. I thought that it was a done deal, that it was fucking from the Wuhan lab, and then you were talking about over a year later. They're having this ridiculous, heartfelt debate about where did it come from. I'm going, fuck
I completely, I ate it up. I ate it up that the wet market was where it came from.
Oh man,
big time.
I just, I really am at that point where some of the centrists are, where it's just the hard right, the hard left. Fuck you.
I heard I thought I heard verifiable accounts of guys from this laboratory selling animals in the wet market for meat and making profit after the experiments were done.
All right.
I swear to God, when I read that, I was like, "Yep, that's it. That's the story."
Yeah.
Feed me more facts there.
There was a comedian that was on about the fact that the lab was actually called the Novel Coronavirus Lab in Wuhan. Where the fuck do you think it came from? It's in the name.
John Stewart. I think that's John Stewart. He said,
John Stewart, yeah.
He said, if there was an outbreak of chocolatey goodness in Hershey, Pennsylvania, where would you think it came from?
Right. Oh, yeah, Greg Topple? Well, why don't you come on here and tell it to his face?
Yeah, come on, Greg. I can take it.
Right. Shout
I'm
from the chat.
Super drunk right now. I could take anything.
He's practically a regular, and he's over there in the chat acting all like, is the word sheepish? Is that what somebody's like? Not?
Yeah, everyone calls me a sheep all the time.
Sheep.
I'm not a sheep. I just look at something, and if it sounds plausible, I believe it.
Oh, right, because you're right. I get it. Sheep, yeah. Reminds me of back in the... forget it. Stupid story.
Well, I am in no way, shape, or form a sheep, because I don't follow people just for the sake of it. I follow the facts and stories that I think are believable. Does that make me a sheep? I don't think so.
Well, now looky here. Look what I found right over yonder.
Reel it in.
Mr. CNN himself.
Hey, it's a great couple himself.
You called me out. What's up?
What's up, guy? How are you?
Biscuit Vapes files CNN.
I don't actually watch CNN. I've not actually watched CNN.
Well, I don't know. I don't know what the UK version is for the
BBC.
BBC. Is that the pedophile network?
I don't even have a TV license. I don't watch BBC.
Oh, then what you watch?
At the moment, I watch GB News and Sky News a lot.
No, no.
Sky News is very, very left. Is that correct?
Yeah, Sky News is left, but GB News is very right, so it evens it out.
Okay. Cool. Good man.
So what's the discussion today? We're attacking Biscuit Vapes about his vaccination thing.
We can.
Where's that guy?
Hey, we're all vaccinated here.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are. You admitted it.
Oh, the subject you said literally 3 seconds into the show, Biscuit Vapes, we haven't covered yet.
Yeah, the Chauvin sentencing.
That is correct, sir. Now, let's just say, temper your comments here, people. Temper them.
Temper.
is that aimed towards somebody?
No.
Oh.
I thought it was a somewhat appropriate sentence. Okay. I know some people wanted it to be longer, and there's other people who think that he should have had very little to no.
To me, if they made it longer, it would have been personal. If they made it shorter, it would have been lenient. In my opinion, it was to the letter of the law perfect in sentencing.
Cool.
I kind of, the judge's reasoning was also available for reading.
Yes.
It seemed pretty straightforward.
Right. Basically, the letter of the law, more or less, with obviously airs of cruelty and things like that, is what he said. The cruelty of it,
and also the fact that he abused his powers as a police officer as well.
Who's that?
Chauvin.
But also he was more lenient and not giving the maximum because he was decorated officer and he had, was it 19 years of good service?
Yes.
Did you hear about the Daytona Beach deal where the idiot, shot the
cop in the head?
Yep. Cop in the head. He had a California license. He went up to Georgia and hid in the bushes on about 3 acres with a bunch of the Not Fucking Around coalition. There were about 5 of them in the compound on 3 acres. A tree house that they found Othel, lovely name, Othel, in the tree house. And then they I guess arrested the other 4 guys too. But yeah, I don't know if you guys remember that, but it was
George, just for some quick clarification, I'm not familiar with the second part of the story. Whatever those guys, what did you call them? The Not Fucking Around crew?
Coalition. Yeah, the NFAC. They were black nationalists, black supremacist nationalists, if you want to be, honest about it.
Okay.
They probably would like to be called social justice nationalists, no doubt.
So these are the guys I've seen featured in the news, black guys with rifles, target practice,
that's
vests, all of that shit. Okay. That's
right. Yeah. This guy was probably an outlier. We have in our county, we have a sheriff who is as progressively active and in promoting, justice that is proper, that's not racially motivated. And I don't know if we're having people come into the district that are trying to dogmatically and propagandistically, deteriorate that narrative. I don't know what's going on, but anyway, this guy just turned asshole, shot a police officer in the head for no good reason, and then fled to Georgia and hid out with a bunch of assholes that are part of the Not Fucking Around coalition. And they fucked around with the wrong. That they fucked around at a level that was above and beyond what's acceptable for any kind of,
civil disobedience.
Yeah, it so far beyond. They probably had, predator, drones up above them, surveilling them. Whatever happened, they were taken down without a single shot. 5 of them, if not 6 of them, not a single shot. And who knows what kind of special forces people, shut those assholes down. But they were all ready to fight. If you read more about this guy, he was in his little treehouse with, multiple weapons, multiple rounds of.
Should have burned him out.
Multiple. That would be my choice. Multiple different calibers, of ammunition, ready to fight to the death, no doubt. But he was asleep, so, man's got to sleep. And that was it. So, not to mention he shot someone in the head who was just trying to question him, so we can talk about the guy up there in Minnesota all we want, but when you have things like this going on a regular basis, Okay.
One thing I do wish
enough for
is
me.
that,
That's enough for me.
one thing I do wish is that the guy, the George Floyd being used as like an icon now for the Black Lives Matter movement, and also for the race war against police and whatnot. I wish it had been another person who was, less negative in the past. Someone who could actually be used as a proper figurehead that didn't have any negativity.
Yeah, because good people cause problems.
I'm having to start shutting up now, or I'm going to start saying things that I can't say.
There are
really
people out there that have been negatively impacted by the police and possibly killed, that have never done anything wrong in their entire life.
I know.
There are occasions. That guy who was in the Army, he had his fatigues on, he had his name, his rank, everything. They pulled him out and pepper sprayed him and shit. That was totally strange behavior by the police, like beyond unwarranted. I just didn't understand it. There are times that they do make wild mistakes like that.
What state was that? I tried to keep up with him.
He wasn't killed. He was just.
You saw the video?
Yeah.
Last Dance? Yeah.
I did, yeah. I can't remember what state. I mean, he was a little bit agitated in the sense that his voice was, loud, but there was no justification for. This is just a cop that doesn't like being treated.
It was Virginia.
Virginia, okay.
He was also a police officer? Is that the one?
No, he was Army.
Army lieutenant.
There was an FBI agent who was treated poorly, and that one was almost.
Yeah, the cop was fired.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it. Fired is what I have here.
I'll be back.
No problem.
I got my honey calling me.
Booty call.
Booty call.
Yeah, that one was weird. And hey, let's not face it. There's times when cops. Recently, there was a copping out in Cali. I think he knocked on a door and was immediately killed. So, these guys are on the edge, man, and they're not getting paid that much money. Maybe 80, 90 grand if they're doing well. But
if you look at it, this is the way I look at it, and that's why I have a lot of sympathy for them in the job. There's all these bad people. Maybe there's not too many, but these bad people, the people they're going to come in contact with are cops, and not you and me.
Right.
And so, as a cop, you can't avoid coming in contact with someone who might kill you.
Right.
Just for the hell of it. It doesn't mean it's going to happen, but you're coming in contact with the most dangerous people, unlike you and I.
Right. That's absolutely correct. Spud Sea, the film Salt and Sea, Imperial Valley. Yeah, Salt and Sea, really heavy meth movie. Really a lot of meth in that movie. Meth use. Pretty much all meth. Good movie, though. Can't get rid of that off the screen. Okay, there it is. Good. Topple, what do you got going there? Someone's telling Topple jokes. He's like having his whole side conversation. There he is. He's got like 3 people over there.
Hello.
Oh, he's got his kids. That's cute.
Why wouldn't we try?
We have firecrackers going on here. That's why I keep going on mute.
It's okay. It's okay. Now I get it.
I was going to sit outside tonight, but then I realized my phone would probably die halfway through.
Oh, shit. There's a deer eating my food, eating my garden.
Really?
Yeah.
Right there?
Oh.
Go shoot it. Go shoot it.
I don't know if it shows up.
Doesn't. Here, hold on. Let me solo you.
Is that a dildo on the table?
Yeah.
There it is. Yeah, it's right there.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
It's like 9 inches.
Sick. That's some good meat there. Get it going.
Yeah, that's a big one, dude.
He's eating the weeds. I let that grow to weeds, so he can have at it.
Biscuit, you like deer?
Oh,
Venison.
yeah.
Ugh,
Dude,
horrible taste.
They make
venison
the
is
best
delicious.
burgers.
No.
Venison is fabulous. I love it, venison. You don't like whitetail there?
I don't like any game meat.
So you probably hate lamb.
Not a big fan of lamb. Hate fish.
Yeah,
I just like chicken, steak.
chicken and
Cow.
steak. Pork?
Yeah, if it's smoked.
Interesting. Yeah, I like a lot more than you, dude. I would eat pretty much any cut of meat anytime.
I'd really like to try ostrich or kangaroo.
But that didn't sound right what I just said about the cut of meat. That just anytime.
You look at it, catch it too quick.
Yeah, someone edit that and make a video. No, please God.
So what's going on? How's everybody today?
Pretty good.
All good.
All good?
Yeah, I mean,
I'm super drunk right now, but I'm all good.
I think you're embellishing. You're not that drunk yet.
I am very drunk. I've had this much tonight, but nobody can see.
You're holding it out well, dude. You're doing well. You're holding out well. So I've had approximately 5 shots of vodka, probably 4 beers, and just the shots of vodka I'm having are it's the lemon drop cocktail, which is lemon vodka. Not much more. It's pretty good.
No, I'm just drinking water tonight.
Just water, huh?
Wife's out of town, so
Sobriety.
kids are home.
Yeah.
Kids go to sleep. I get to go see my girlfriend. So.
Say what?
Hmm?
You just said wife's out of town and you get to see girlfriend.
Yes, exactly. I'm just
Oh
waiting
my
for the
God.
comment section.
We've got the American Matt Hancock right there.
Yeah, my wife's out for business, so when they're home, I'm mostly driving the kids' friends around anyway. So, not a big drinker anyway.
Right.
I party my early life.
Right.
Biscuit, you seem like an alcoholic.
I am not an alcoholic. I just drunk a bit tonight.
Just drunk a bit tonight.
Exactly. Are you in a legal state for cannabis there,
I've got
Mr. for CNN?
this for afterwards.
No. Medical, that's it.
It's cool. You got your medical card because you're crazy as a loon, right?
No, I don't smoke. I get injured on the job. I get tested. So.
Oh, right.
I got this for later.
Stout about it. Nice.
Ice cream vanilla flavored stout.
Refill.
Cool. So, yeah. When you're a heavy equipment operator, you gotta write the drug test. That's just my guess.
No. It's even I go to schools. I do HVAC, and I do energy management. I got like multiple jobs I do. So
Cool.
but like if I fall off a ladder, break something, I'm gonna be piss test. Even if I did something 2 weeks ago, it shows up, I lose my job. They don't have to pay me disability, all that fun stuff. So.
Thank you.
Which is, it's such bullshit because cocaine basically leaves your system within 24 hours, but like
12 hours. Heroin's 8 hours. We got drug tests at my house, so we have a label of days and hours. So
cannabis is like 30 days.
It depends on how much you smoke. If you just do it one time, it could be out of your system within the day.
Or
But
if you consume it with like in food too, that probably
Man,
really
this
helps.
deer must have smoked. He's just eating like a machine. I mean,
Yeah, we have drug tests for my son just to scare the shit out of him. So
he's on his ear.
he got called a couple times.
Do you have a gun last dance?
No, I don't. I wouldn't shoot him.
Last Dance is a liberal.
When you grow marijuana outdoors, they say that you should grow 3 times as many plants as you want, because the rule of thumb is give 1 to weather, 1 to the deer, and 1 to the thieves. So you want to have like 4 to 1 basically on what you're expecting to harvest, because deer absolutely love cannabis. They'll eat the fuck out of it, man. So that deer actually might be stoned. He might have eaten someone's weed plants.
No, don't go for the lavender.
That deer is going ham on your garden.
Oh, look, he jumped off the wall. That was cool.
Yeah. No, he's probably going to go for Rachel's tomatoes now. There he goes.
It's pretty cool, man.
Yeah, the sedum. I hate that. I don't know why I grow it. Go for it. Eat it all. Yeah, go for it.
Oh, it's right at face level, too.
Perfect height.
Yeah. Very cool.
That's a really nice house, Last Dance.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
You got a dirty ass kitchen, man.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, cool.
Nope, now he sees me.
It's
Not
like,
happy, huh?
I don't give a shit. I'll be eating your plants.
Yeah, funny, though. He didn't run.
No.
Pretty tame.
Yeah.
Cool.
You could really go out there and just shoot that thing, and it wouldn't care.
Well, I mean, he could shoot it without.
And I see you don't have any dogs either.
Actually, I do have a dog in the house.
Then it.
He's 10 years old.
Playtime then.
If you look at his ear, something's up with that ear.
Put it out of its misery.
It's nature.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right.
Cool. Cool deer.
Oh, it's going back to woods.
Yep.
Oops. She was taking the shots of the deer, so it's not like she doesn't see any.
Why should he scare? Oh, he's not. He doesn't care that it's there. He's like, he's happy to have a deer eating his plants there. That's life, but not as we know it. Number 2. No reason.
Is that an often occurrence, Last Dance?
What was that?
Is that an often occurrence in your garden?
Not typically during the light hours. You know, if you sometimes I'm wakeful. I'll go look outside at night, and there'll be deer back there, or other. You know, I'll see a fox sometimes. There are deer that roam through the area. There's not a huge number around here, but they move along, basically
the
grazing
best,
as they go.
In my garden, the best I've ever seen is a robin and a chicken that was necked by my dog.
A chicken?
Yeah, some idiots nicked a chicken from basically my back garden. Is next to an allotment where people keep ducks, chickens, all sorts, and some idiots had stolen one from the allotments and chucked it in my garden with my dog.
Strange. Oh, so they framed your dog.
Pretty much. The dog had played with it a bit rough, and it were running around with its head flopping.
I don't know. What kind of a forensic study did you do on said chicken to determine that your dog didn't do the majority of the damage? How do you know?
Actually, I don't, but I just assumed. Its head was flopping to the side, and it was screaming as it was running around the yard, and my dog was out there.
Sounds like the dog might have done the whole kit and caboodle there, guy.
Yeah. But I finished it. I killed it, put it out of its misery. Went.
Nice. Very good. Cool.
Couldn't stand the screaming. It was awful.
Yeah.
Baby brought me a panini.
Oh man!
Ooh.
She brings me good stuff.
She got you a sandwich.
Sandwich.
So your baby Zuber eats?
She fixed me a sandwich. Yeah. Oh, look at that.
Okay.
Hi, kiddo.
Daddy daycare over here.
Every man's dream.
That's all right, man.
Okay.
Topple's making the point that you don't need women anymore. That's what he's trying to say.
Yeah.
Oh, you definitely do need them for a couple.
No, you don't.
reasons.
And that's
Hell no,
good.
you don't.
Steve, tell us why we need women.
Well, you're
Uh-oh.
yeah.
Why you're taking time here?
There are dozens and dozens of reasons that we need
I can't even get an answer in. There's so much noise going on.
I don't. Well, I'll be quiet.
Yeah, the women are they hold everything together. You know, that's what it keeps them. They're the glue that hold the whole works together. I think. You know.
Well, if that's true, why do you just need one if you could have two or three?
What?
Because said woman would not be
Oh,
cool
need
with
me. I
that
thought you said-
arrangement.
I thought you said eat one. You said need one.
Put it to my perspective.
My dirty brain.
Since I've got rid of the woman, I'm so much happier.
Oh.
Is she happier too?
I have no idea. I don't
Oh,
talk to
really?
her.
It doesn't sound like she's ever happy, so I think Biscuit's probably right.
Yeah,
I'm definitely winning. I've got the child out of the situation.
That's winning.
Yes, my child is a saint.
yeah. I mean,
I feel like Topple says the things that I could only dare think.
some. Yeah, I mean, situations between people don't necessarily define either of the person's character. They only define the situation of the two of them with each other. So
Anecdotal, yeah.
it only with you two, Biscuit. Obviously, it was fire and water, or whatever analogy you want to use.
Well, there was a million reasons beforehand, but the camel that broke the back was she
What?
accused me of stealing a fucking yogurt, and that was the end of it.
Right.
Yogurt?
The yogurt that broke the camel's back.
I didn't even fucking touch it.
Touch that yogurt.
Right.
That bitch.
My wife is slamming the wall. She's threw glass bottles at me, but yogurt?
Right.
Mm.
Yeah, I mean,
It was a long running of like she threatened to kill herself if I didn't quit my job, and the yogurt was the last straw.
oh, wow.
Sounds like a nutcase.
Yeah.
Sure does.
Is she still in your daughter's life?
She gets to see her once every 2 months, but obviously COVID stopped that for about 2 years. She saw her about 4 days ago for the first time in 2 years.
Wow.
My God.
Your daughter doesn't hate her, right?
No,
So there's no bad talk like brainwashing.
I don't do any bad talk or anything. I actually talk positively the best I can.
Right. Let her
For my
figure it
daughter's
out on
benefit.
her own. She'll learn and make her own opinion.
Yeah, I
That's
have
it.
friends that have kids that bad divorces, just talking shit against each other.
I've got a
the kids are
decision to
mental.
make. I've got a decision to make when
Yeah.
she's 18, whether to give her the court notes or not.
I knew someone like that, Topple. They just constantly took each other to court all the time, the spouses.
Oh, no, this was even worse. They didn't even go to court, but they would call the police on each other, get restraining orders. By the age of 16, she was in a mental hospital saying she sees things.
Very young.
It was just more of a like she needed attention on her for once.
Can you imagine the stress of being a child in that kind of an environment?
No.
If you're-
My dad died and my mom was a addict, so
No, maybe
our
you
spirits
can
are
imagine
laid
it.
up. Yeah, that's why I'm fucked up. That's
I don't know. I think you're outstanding. I think
Hey,
we
not
should
as
all,
much as
we
me.
should all go through that.
I'm fucked up. You're fine. So perfect timing.
everyone grows different. So, and actually, the funniest part, the people my age that I know very well, all came from rich families, good families that are heroin addicts these days. So it just depends on which pathway you go.
No kidding. That many, huh?
Mixed
No.
bag. It's always a mixed bag.
Mm-hmm.
I had hundreds of thousands of wonderful deeds done for me by my parents, but if you get a functional alcoholic in the mix, and all of a sudden you get a terrifically negligent, act of omission, of responsibility. Next thing you know, everything just sort of follows in one's life differently than it would have if a healthy series of events had occurred. And it becomes different.
I don't know if you'd class my dad as a functional alcoholic, but he does drink heavily every night.
Which dad? Your uncle or your dad?
No, my dad.
Oh.
No. I'll stop eating this sandwich while we talk. I'm being
He'll drink at least a bottle of wine every night, or like 10 pints every night.
Yeah. What, 10 pints?
No, my mom was hooked on antidepressants. Then it went to oxys, and this is just for depression. This was late 90s, early 2000s that they were given oxycodone to people that had depression, which doesn't make sense. And they want to know why the heroin problem is so big these days.
That clown car sound. Yeah. Oh, I've told you guys, or I've written about it over in alt feed about my insurance agency. For the first 6 years of my agency, I was getting huge prescriptions for hydrocodone, oxycodone. What's that one wonderful muscle relaxant? Soma. Soma, guys. I was getting Soma.
Here in the UK for depression, they only give you serotonin reuptake inhibitors, like what's it called, sertraline or things
Prozac,
like that.
Prozac.
Very, very mild antidepressants. They don't give you super strong, like what they do in America.
Well, yeah.
No, we don't do that in America either. That's
in the
those
90s.
are the front line.
In the
I don't
90s.
know what happened, but
Yeah, I was, I had exactly the wrong things prescribed to me in the mid 90s. I needed to be under a neurologist care, not a freaking psychiatrist. And they played hell with my head. And, that's another story that I won't tell. I've told so many stories about myself, but that's not one that I'm going to tell. Thank you.
I think self-medicating is good.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. Like depression, you should drink a lot.
Drinking does not help.
it's a good plan.
It numbs you for a short while.
Didn't feel good during that time period, though.
From 2000 on, I started getting self-knowledge, and at this point, I'm just so pleased with how life has turned out. For me to be 67 years old and finishing a bachelor's degree and loving the intellectual challenges that I'm up against, it's just it's something that I could have never imagined even 2-3 years ago. So, I have no complaints at this point. And, you never know. That's why suicide is the permanent solution to a temporary problem. And I know that on this show, back around 2 years ago or so, I talked about holding a 357 Magnum to my head in the year 2000 or so, and just sitting there for about 10-15 minutes with it cocked, hammer back, wheelhouse, bullet in the chamber, thinking about things. And I'm so glad that didn't, go down.
Were you under the influence at that time of anything?
No, I actually, I was sober, totally sober from alcohol from 1977 until 2004. 26 years and 9 months. 26 years and 9 months. And that was one of the sober years. But I was, troubled. I was trouble man back in that day, and I'm telling you right now that it was no fun.
I had to mute Biscuit Vapes because his bird was making chirps during your heavy fucking story.
Chirping bastard. It
it kind of added to the story. Like,
Great. It was.
you know, you're like 357. Chirp, chirp.
Chirp. Yeah.
Well, aside for this, I'm glad you didn't go through with it.
Well, thanks, man. Thanks. I appreciate it, Greg.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Life is so friggin'
That damn bird's got separation anxiety, I tell you.
Yeah, he really has bad timing too on his chirps. But it's all right. He's a bird, so you know, he gets a break. Didn't he bite you on the lip or your kid or something?
Oh,
Yeah, but bit my daughter, yeah.
Has he had any more attacks since then, or do you have him
No,
in like a straight?
I just avoid all confrontation. They don't ever enter the same room.
I had a girlfriend back in the mid '90s who had an Amazon parrot, and you know she loved that parrot, and she was kissing on the parrot, and put her tongue out, and it bit the shit out of her tongue, just drew blood on her friggin' tongue. You know, god damn. You know, her name was Susan. Nice woman. You know, she's a nice woman. You know, but it was, that parrot was a bastard. It ended up flying off, thank God, eventually.
Open the window, didn't you?
Yeah. Kind of sounds like.
No, I had left by that time. I think someone else opened the window. Her new boyfriend opened up the window.
Yeah, it kind of sounds like that might be a situation of like, well, we might be for the better if we lose the bird.
There's things about the birds you can't discipline them, right? Biscuit vapes. You can't put your finger in the bird's, face and go bad bird. And I did that with that friggin' Amazon, and I mean it flew right at my face. And I mean, luckily it didn't have talons, It was trying to bite,
They think you're just playing, and they will get overstimulated no matter what you do.
They become one person avians, and that bird hated my guts for no reason whatsoever.
Yeah, Casper's definitely a one-person bird.
Yeah,
he loves me to bits.
That'll happen. Nose blowing time. Be right.
Joy. All right.
Yeah, best not to share those moments.
That's all right. Problem at all.
I know, I'm a polite man.
When you blow your nose, do your dentures fly out?
I have 8 caps. My whole smile line is a cap. It's not a denture, it's caps. So
I'm sorry.
I have that. It's okay. It was a good joke. It was
solid.
I'm a senior citizen, I could have easily had a whole set of dentures up there.
He already talked about that before, so I didn't think it would be a low blow.
Look at that little pecker up there.
He's holding his phone, which has a video on it.
Not you, Greg. I'm talking about the bird.
This isn't live.
What?
Get the bird out now, Biscuit. Put him on live. Let's see him attack you.
Come on, that's what I want to see.
Oh, yeah.
Faker.
Shows how easily we can be fooled.
And I'll get him out.
No, it's all right. We don't have to have animal hour. I don't want to. All right, he's getting the bird. Watch out, people.
Green chicken.
How do you stop a bird from attacking, though? You just beat it?
Should I play like bird intro music?
Last point. Uh-oh. I'm afraid you're going to want to delete. That's too late.
Oh, Barney.
Yeah.
Well, he's technically breaking the rules there, so Barney.
Oh, that's so clever, Barney.
Bye, Barney. That won't show up because the way YouTube works it.
Yep.
I think somebody else shared with me that, I had shared about how I had lost a green cheek conure by scorching a Teflon pan. That was a horrible thing. I think it was Biscuit.
Oh, there goes the bird out the window.
No, there he is. All right.
He's on the couch. Look at him. We got a rebellion here.
Here we go.
There you go.
I could never have a bird.
No, I didn't like cat.
I'd be afraid to attack the shit out of me.
I had cockatiels at one point, and then I had a green cheek conure at one point. The cockatiels are just the cutest little things imaginable.
Now, will shit on your shoulder, Biscuit?
Not usually. Normally leans over and shits on the floor instead.
Oh, all right.
See if you can
Consider
hear the
it.
guitar.
Thoughtful.
Who's it told? There we go.
Well, Greg, there a reason you're not wearing a ring? I wear mine symbolically.
I don't wear rings.
No problem.
My work line, I don't wear rings.
Yeah.
I do have a ring, but I only wear it for special occasions.
Okay.
And also, my wife's out of town, so I don't wear it.
I also don't wear a ring because of my work.
Yeah. In the military, you were told never to wear a ring because, especially, you jump off them deuce and halves, and you catch it on the one of the anchoring ring. Whoop, tear your finger right off.
You know what they call that injury? If you tear your finger off, but the bone stays, it's called the degloving. Ew. I mean, how nasty is that? Yeah.
Smokesteve, I don't think your wife likes my comments tonight.
Stoic Steve? Oh, Smokesteve.
Smokesteve.
Yeah, I mean, the bird, that sounds good. You could have a bird. What else did she say? Let's go back.
I think because I said I'm afraid of birds, and she doesn't like my comments about the wedding ring.
Hey, boy.
I do have my gay bracelet on, guys.
That's mode.
Nice.
What?
Good for you.
Look at that. Gay pride month.
Isn't it?
Yes. How you guys feel about that? How about that?
Yes, sir. Live strong. Live
Very
strong.
conservative, am I?
Wow. Why are you wearing that?
He's living strong.
Are you supporting somebody close to you? Like
Yes.
that?
Yes.
All right, that's cool. I appreciate
Not even that. No, I don't. Gay people don't bother me.
No, they don't bother me at all either.
I'm all about humans and whatever they want to do that's not harmful for other humans.
Yeah.
So if people want to do what they want to do, that's fine.
Yeah, I hear you. I mean, I wouldn't wear that, but I don't have a reason not to wear it. I just don't wear anything besides a hat and sunglasses. You know, that's it. That's my thing. I never wear any metal on my body. Bums, it's not good for me.
You don't have a piercing through the cock?
Well, I have an earring. I could stick it. I could put an earring in my
You
left
seem
ear.
like a guy that would have a Prince Albert. You really do.
No, left ear, dude. Because back when I was in Dorchester, like growing up, Dorchester, Boston, you were cool if you got it in the left ear, but in the right ear, that
You're a guy.
you might have been gay if you had a right ear earring. So either left ear or both, and you were okay. But right ear only was a gay thing. You heard that, right, Topple?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not. I mean, I think it's common.
Yeah, it was.
Oh, I had my eyebrow pierced. I had a nose tattoo, and I actually.
Nose tattoo?
Yeah. No, not tattoo. Piercing.
What the fuck is
Piercing.
a nose tattoo?
I had my eyebrow and my nose done,
Right.
and I almost got drunk enough and did my tongue one time. Thank God I didn't.
Yeah, that one they do by hand.
Mm-hmm.
There's no gun that's going through a tongue, baby. That is all right.
I know
through.
Cypher This is looking at it. Back then, it was gay guys that got the tongue piercing, but in our generation, it was very guys got it for their women.
I knew a couple of guys in the 70s who got the earrings on the left ear. I guess that meant something. That's about it.
Yeah.
Tattoos mean anything in particular? Or?
Well, they used to before everybody had them. Now they're just so fucking everywhere that they're useless.
Yeah.
I got it for a prop to get girls. That's all I did. Didn't mean nothing to me.
Both of my tattoos are of wolves because I took.
Mention that.
I was a wildlife biologist biology major in college.
Got the free wolves tattoo going up your chest?
I got a wolf on the stomach and a wolf on the back, but the wolf on the stomach is looking a little more like an Akita these days, a little fluffier, a little wider.
Yeah. I've got a bird on a sun, here in the center of my chest, like my superhero power of serenity and peace. That's my superhero power.
Right. And eventually that bird will become a frog.
Yeah. Actually, I had a skin cancer removed right underneath it. It looks like it's shitting out this little white turd now.
It's terrible.
I know. It is sort of bad. It turned it, what happens when you do stitches and it turns into a raised, I forget what it turns into. Yeah, it's a type of raised scar tissue that shouldn't be there, but it happened in this case.
Oh, is that called a? Oh, right.
It's something.
Is it a nubbin? No, a nubbin. That reminds me of the song "Love Shack." Always hard as a nubbin. Anyone remember Love Shack?
I remember Love Shack, but I don't remember that.
Love Shack, baby.
By the B-52s.
B-52s, yeah.
Funny.
Sorry, my brain goes with the music, and I get into a tangent. Whoop, gonzo. Man, that 62% hash is not bad. It gave me a lot of energy. I'm all like wired. I'm looking around.
I'd probably be a zombie if I had done that. I'm sure that my nervous system operates totally different than all of yours.
It's your endocannabinoid system. Every human being has it. So cannabis has been such an integral part with humanity for such a long time that our bodies have...
I know you're dead, but you're not having any.
Is this thing on? Hello? Anyways, yeah, like... cannabis can be ingested and should be ingested by everybody. Back in the 1920s, there was the Puritan movement, and they outlawed alcohol, they outlawed cannabis, but alcohol they let back in, but cannabis was demonized like this evil thing. Then it was applied as this gateway drug. Total bullshit. Because the reason cannabis was in this gateway drug area was because it was illegal, because now it was in the same realm as heroin, as angel dust, as crack, PCP, all the shit, whatever, meth. So the reason cannabis has a negative connotation is because that's what governments apply to it, but not because in reality, it just is a plant that grows from the ground. It's less addictive than nicotine, and that's completely legal. It's its own.
Yeah, nicotine's its own monster.
Jesus, George.
God bless it.
They're gonna tell you can go buy a carton of fucking Pall Mall unfiltereds, but if you get caught with a gram of marijuana, you're fucking done. Like, what the
nicotine ain't the problem.
Now, Smokesteve, when your children get older, how are you going to approach it? If they're 16 and you find a little green on their table?
Well, it would be hard for me to explain the situation as it is. I guess I would say that I really can't answer that question, honestly.
We'll get thinking because they become teenagers real quick.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I agree with you. And I'm not saying that I would accept it. I'm saying that there has to be some level of education with it, because it's so available. Like, Topple, do you say never talk about it?
No.
Totally vilify it, or do you?
I fully educate.
Right. That's the question.
My son was 14.
I think, Smokesteve, your only option really is only do it in the house. Don't be doing it with your friends where you don't know where it comes from.
See, my son got caught with a THC vape. 14. My wife freaked out. She was a goody back then, and She acted surprised. I'm like, sweetheart, I was smoking weed when I was 12. I'm like, the way I approach it was, it's not, you're too young right now. By the time that you hit 21, it should be legal in our state. But right now you're too young. And then I added this. Smoke the plant. Don't do it in a liquid form because you don't know what the hell's in there. Right. And that's how I approached it. Right. And then also, when you get your driver's license, you will be drug tested. That car is mine. The insurance is mine. Your ass is mine as long as you live under this roof.
Good. That's
how I approached it.
That's a fair way of going about it,
And he knows that we have drug tests because we show it to him all the time. He gets home late one day, I'll see you in the morning. Now, I get them free because I know a probation officer for children's youth.
All right, let me go grab a few beers and some drugs, and then I want to hear more about the drug tests. I'll be right back.
That's right.
Last Dance, you're a big stoner, right?
Yeah, sure. You could tell, huh?
Well, you lay there just relaxed all the time.
Nope. Not a stoner.
That's natural relaxation right there.
Relaxes because he's.
I'm even better. I'm retired, so I don't have.
Retired and cerebral.
I don't have the stress of work.
Good combo.
Oh, Biscuit Vapes, you were a partier when you were younger, right?
Oh yeah, I was doing what was called methadone or MCAT for about 3 years.
And what the hell's that?
It was at the time. Meth? It was methadone. It's very similar chemically to amphetamine, but it was slightly altered to be legal at the time.
Oh, you could actually buy it and not get in trouble for it?
Yeah, at the time you could buy it from what was called head shops in the UK.
Well, we had shit like that. We had, what was this called, Stacker 2? It was like speed.
Yeah. I absolutely loved it because I was like talking to women all the time and like acting really confident. But I ended up selling 2 motorbikes and spending the whole lot on the stuff. And
is that when you met the bitch?
No. That was probably about a year after that.
Oh, you should have kept doing
after I'd quit all drugs after that because I realized that I was spending far too much money on it.
Oh, okay.
I'd literally lost all modes of transport because I'd sold them.
Oh, really? You were that bad? You were going through all your assets just to buy
I had two. I had a Honda 90 Cub, which is now worth about $4,000. I sold it for just over $1,000. I had a Supermoto Enduro that I sold for $2,000.
Oh, those were awesome with the headlights and everything, so you could drive it legally.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a street legal dirt bike topple, like the shit they do backflips in, but legal on the street. It's sick, man. Those are really cool.
It was only a 125, but it was awesome.
Oh, good for you that you got clean.
Yeah.
Result into robbing banks and shit to get your money.
No. I mean,
you just sold all your shit.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is with it, it was like how I imagine people like me go for cake. You know, like it was just more-ish. You just wanted more and more and more. And
you just build a high.
It wasn't actually addictive because
it wasn't addictive. You were selling shit.
Yeah, it wasn't addiction. It was just the fact that I liked what was happening, so I just kept doing it. But once
it's called addiction.
No, the difference is once I'd stopped, I didn't get any bad.
What was the drug? What was the drug? The drug I was going for
the methadone or MCAT.
Okay.
Temporary habituation.
Sorry.
Yeah, pretty much. But I just liked how it made me feel. It made me feel more confident. I could talk more. Words just flowed out of me like a river.
Okay. Yeah. But that's still addiction now.
It wasn't addiction because the way I see an addiction is if you can't stop and you have some sort of withdrawal after, which I never had any withdrawal at all because I only used it on a weekend. I never used it like 7 days a week.
I did coke a lot, and I never withdraw from it afterwards. So,
so you weren't addicted
I wasn't
to
addicted.
it.
That's why.
No.
But I loved it.
Well, when you look at people that take meth and they're like they're addicted to it, they can't get off it. They have to have it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you'll probably die if you just cold turkey from meth.
Well, I've done every drug other than the big H.
Big H?
Heroin.
Oh, okay.
Because I was actually in a cipher this kind of talk earlier when he said he held something to his head one time. I did the same thing.
Yeah. Right. I mean, the only drugs I've tried is weed, amphetamine. I've tried LSD once, cocaine once, and MCAT for a while.
That's great. All right. That's an added plus for the show.
Thank God I took a shit before the show.
Yeah.
No, I cleaned up by 22 when my wife became pregnant, but I was a partier and I did a lot of bad things.
I cleaned up way before I had a child.
I'm
laughing at Last Dance. What are you doing there, Last Dance? What are them socks you got on there, boy?
Someone just came home and they don't know that they're potentially going to be on the show. So
you had to warn them.
They're not listening to me, so I haven't been able to.
There you go. Too silenced.
So, aside for this, does this conversation make you uncomfortable?
No, not at all.
Oh, okay.
Back in the, I was sort of spastically alternative living back in my 20s, early 20s.
As a bodybuilder, right?
Well, no, the bodybuilding didn't come until the mid 1990s, early mid 1990s.
Was there any steroids used for that? Really?
No steroids. Okay. No steroids. I just total fixation and obsession, and I tried to be part of the alternative liberal community back in the early 70s. I was reading all these different authors who were extremely liberal, Heller, Bartholomew, of course, Bukowski, and different, just different ones. I'm not going to try to recall all of them. And then, when I realized that I was being rejected by the alternative, liberal community, I began to try to embrace the alternative, conservative community. And that's when I went, I began just, disavowing any kind of civil, what do they call that stuff when you're being given stuff by the government?
Bullshit.
That, everybody's muted. Everybody's muted. I'm talking to Miss Biscuit, isn't?
No, I'm here.
Well, you unmuted.
I'm going in and out. I got fireworks.
Yeah, fireworks are fun. We can listen to them. And, I just insisted on working, for, these, like driving oil trucks, working at gas stations, working for pool companies before I started my own pool company. I did the military, but as a lightweight, I've over and over again, I've made sure that I don't try to steal valor. I was a medical corps soldier, but I went through basic training. I went through advanced individual training, and then I never deployed to an active theater. I was always, 2 weeks out of every year, active training, and then 1 weekend every month I trained, and I was under the Uniform Code of Military Justice for 8 years, and I did that. And I mean, it was just, there was no reward to that. And what finally began to slowly reveal itself to me was that I was stricken, neurologically and impaired with vertebral damage and other joint issues that were making me be in chronic pain. And
And they give you pain medicine for all that?
That didn't happen until I had the collapse, and I had my collapse right at the turn of the century, just before the turn of the century. But anyway, the point being that, you're asking if this made me uncomfortable. No, none of it makes me uncomfortable. I'm so far out there that none of what you guys talk about makes me uncomfortable.
Man, I like making people feel uncomfortable. Aside for this, how do you feel about gay sex?
Not for me, but whatever they want to do is fine. It's.
Well, I tell you, George, when we were talking Chauvin earlier, you were like Mario Andretti down the other direction, dude. On to a whole different Derek Chauvin.
Well, yeah, I was definitely. I'm not anti-police.
No, dude, neither am I. Don't get me wrong.
When a rogue police officer does shit that's stupid, that's on him, But
right,
I'm not about to, buy into the movements that are anti-cop.
No,
I'm not about to buy into defunding police.
No, but that being said, one must be able to criticize the police or a police officer when he does wrong. You can't give them a blanket of immunity.
I've called Chauvin an asshole over and over again. I don't have a problem with that. But you're not going to give it out for some ass lick to shoot a police officer in the head and then just minimize that.
It's just like you shouldn't be disavowed for calling a black man a cunt if he's a cunt. I mean, at the end of the day, you're not calling him a cunt because he's black. You're calling him a cunt because he's a cunt.
Right. There you go. That's it. That's exactly.
Can't say that these days, Biscuit.
I don't give a fuck. I'm sorry, but if he's a cunt, he's a cunt. It makes no difference whether he's black or white.
Slowly but surely. But you were challenging me on that, Smokesteve. Where were you going with that?
What was I saying again?
How I went the other way when you talked about
Chauvin. Oh, yeah. Because that did redirect the conversation. That's all I was really trying to say.
Okay. Yeah.
But you're right. What I wanted to continue on that conversation line, maybe you might agree with this, George, is that I don't really understand why over the last week and over a month when it first went down, why this is practically the lead story in the news every day. Now, it was a serious event, but there seems to be this fascination with it and pointing out. Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
I do. Yeah, I do.
I think it's the Madeleine McCann
narrative. It's narrative construct. Yeah.
Do you remember Madeleine McCann?
Madeline McCain?
Yeah.
George. McCain's wife.
No. The child
that was who got kidnapped in Pradaluz.
Well, just disappeared, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's that kind of effect. Basically, if the story was big, then it gets revisited over and over until it's had a conclusion.
Yeah, there was a woman who went lost in Aruba a little while back with that kid, Vandersloot. Yeah. Like that all became
Vandersloot. Yeah.
Natalie Holloway.
Yeah, that became huge. That was a huge.
There was a black comedian who did a good bit on white women missing as opposed to black women or minority women missing. He said, "Oh yeah, and what's the name of the woman down in Brazil or wherever that Vandersloot killed, murdered?" And nobody knows, of course. And he goes, "Oh, that's my point." Everybody knows Holloway. Nobody knows the other woman. It's like, oh, okay.
I know of the other woman. I don't know if I ever knew her name.
Right, don't know her name.
Therein lies the conversation of the news that exists in the world. There's 1,000 times more than what we're spoon fed by the media.
Right.
We only get. And it is pathetic, and it is great to have the internet so we can have other sources, because without that, we'd all be thinking there's like 7 things going on, and, the Olympics, blah, 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 COVID. COVID. Not Delta. Now the Delta COVID. It's winding back up again here, guys.
I think the George Floyd thing was because it had such big media attention. Because it was a rare case where the act had like 12 to 15 cameras pointed at it, and and it was blown up because it was so well documented.
Yeah.
I've tried to really
if that same thing had happened and only the security footage was available from the CCTV, it would not have got where it is today. If there was no pedestrians on the side of the road, it would not be where it is today.
Yeah.
Well, and also, there's another point I bring up. If he had gotten up the cop when the dude was woozy, the guy might have died anyways. He seemed to be having a bit of a medical episode.
Should have gotten off his ass.
It was absolutely fine until it was on him for like 10 minutes.
No. The dude was starting to lose it a bit early on. And there was a time when Chauvin could have probably gotten up, moved, let the guy get some air. But it was the longevity of the thing that I think people have the problem with, because the guy was not in good health and he might have died if it was 2.5 minutes. But if at least the guy was awake and aware,
you couldn't get any worse with the optics. You just couldn't.
The optics, exactly.
Yeah, you could.
People were yelling, "He's dead! Get up! What are you doing?" The woman is
tried to rush him, and he threatened to pull out his taser, and they should have rushed him. They should have knocked him off the guy, and they didn't. And God bless him anyway. But they just didn't knock him off of Floyd.
You would run and push an officer off a person. Being black, though, not white, black.
Yeah.
Thing is, if one of those pedestrians had done that, then there could have been 2 dead people on the street, not one.
No, they wouldn't have been dead. They would have been fine.
George, I would think you could put that stout frame of yours into one solid blast if you wanted to. Chauvin being like 165 or something, on one knee, obviously.
You fucking dick.
You would have smashed him. But the problem is, then you would have been him. You would have been George Floyd. They'd all be on your ass. Fucking 2 knees, 3 knees.
What's his ass up back in the early 1990s? He just survived just fine through his cop stick beating. Who was that guy?
Right, that would have been
Rodney King.
Rodney King did just fine with about 6 cops wailing away on him. So, those folk know what happens, and they wouldn't have died.
And let us not forget the heroic long-haired trucker.
Oh, God.
Reginald Denning.
Reginald Denning, who got pulled over at South Central and walked, Central.
Got the brick upside the head.
He was a hurt puppy.
Yeah.
He got pulled out of his rig because he was being nice, and he stopped, and he was like, okay, I don't want to run people over. Then they pulled him out, and that one guy has the shotgun. There you go, Topple. And he,
you butthole.
Thanks for that.
Was that intentional, Greg?
Shaking his package. There you go, big boy.
That's for you.
But anyway, I have tried to really broaden out all my news venues, and even our local, Daytona Beach News Journal. For $30 a year, I can get there online, and every day, but all week long, and then the Sunday, I get their digital copy, and you get that on the local level. You get Drudge, you get Yahoo, you get friggin' who else? You guys pick it. Anybody else you want. You can go anywhere you want on the web and find news stories, and they're all over the place. I even subscribe to Medium.com to get some of the more cerebral horse shit. So to speak.
You know what's annoying? Yahoo. Oh shit! What did I do here? Yahoo, thinks they're learning you if you have a Yahoo homepage, and then
learning you.
You know what I mean?
In order to bring the community together, they don't allow anybody to comment on anything. And in order to create a more cohesive community, we allow no one to comment on anything.
It's so weird because anything you search or anything at all comes up in your news feed that you've even looked at through that computer. It's so bizarre, and At first thought it was kind of cool, but then I realized it was like way too Big Brother-ish, that they're tracking what you're looking at and then suiting the news stories to that. I don't like
I
it.
find that if you use any other search engine other than Google, you don't get as many good what they call it, good results than you do
DuckDuckGo
with
doesn't
Google.
give you, DuckDuckGo is lacking sometimes in what they'll deliver.
So
Well,
If I look on any other search engine, I can't find what I can find on Google.
I don't know if you
Cypher,
guys,
do you know Birdhouse?
Yeah, did your booty call just call in?
He says you invited him to the stream, Birdhouse.
Someone in the private chat, if you click on that button.
Oh, private chat.
Fuck it, bring him in.
But he was down below. But I'm asking Cypher now to verify if you did invite him.
I mean, I have. If someone's looking at me and they recognize me as the real person that I am, I shared this on both Facebook. Your alt feed. I shared it on my Facebook, and I shared it there. And I mean, if you're seeing a face and somebody,
no, there was no face. It could be gay porn. The second I click,
you want your real friends to meet me?
All right, Birdhouse, come back. Put up another screen at the bottom.
I only have one girlfriend, and she's my ex-wife. And
But you're trying to make that work still, though.
I am indeed. And
you getting a little side dish on that?
Don't answer that.
You mean,
come on.
Well, here's the main dish.
Come on.
And the side dish.
She's delivering you food?
This guy with the side dish action.
Yeah. It's not side dish. It's not like he's married to somebody.
Yeah, baby.
Dude, your wife would probably hit you in the head with a 4
Oh, she would fucking shoot me. She'd shoot at 300 yards.
Well, I mean, that's sort of weird. I mean, did you say that you saw porn when you clicked on it? Because I mean, that's weird. I mean,
no, I didn't see porn. I'm just predicting that when I click on him, blank goes to porn.
It's possible that it's a legit person who is being friendly.
All right, Birdhouse, come back.
And who you invited?
I mean, I invited anybody that knows me from. What's that comment? More comments? Oh, that's just regular comments. Yeah, I mean, I did. I mean, I put your, you know how you put your announcement up about 2 hours ahead of time.
Yeah.
You know, you can share that. So I shared it to Facebook and I shared it to Twitter. So
right.
Well, Facebook, shit. You know, I mean, that could be an enemy. You know, I have some enemies that monitor me, but mostly I have friends. So I mean. A birdhouse. I mean, that birdhouse sounds sort of Robin Williams like.
How many friends do you have on Facebook, Cypher?
I have 130, I think, designated friends. And then from there, I've recently been on various groups that are very active. They're all New Smyrna Beach groups, and they're all just extremely active in very good ways. And, because I didn't designate that this would only go to friends, I mean, it could go to anybody out there, really. So who the fuck knows? I mean, it'd be great if it was somebody that was friendly, but, who knows? I mean, if they don't come back, Steve, then okay.
I really hope it's your ex-wife.
Well,
I have 4. I mean, I have 4. So.
Oh, my God. You got married 4 times?
Yeah, I did.
I'm done after this. Never married again.
Oh, well. You're just not quite as courageous as me.
Oh, you got money, I guess, right?
No, it's not money.
Oh, no. Did you have to spend money to get rid of them?
That studly bodybuilding horseshit that I used to put myself through.
Did you have to give a lot away over those marriages?
I did for 2 of them.
Ugh.
The third one was a suffering marriage. Me suffering, the wife suffering.
You sound like Don Rickles or something, dude. A suffering marriage.
I have to take it all with a equanimity.
Yeah.
I thought I had more friends than that on Facebook. I've only got 222.
I have 0 friends on Facebook.
I could ask a whole lot more people for friend affirmations and get it, but I don't try to collect friends just to collect them.
I have probably 30, and a few of them are like single digit friends from when we were like in our 1 to 10-year-old. And so those guys, I don't have any idea, but I don't think any of them smoke grass. So I don't want to share shit like this when they'll be like, oh, cool, Steve's hosting this pub thing, man, let's check it out. And I'm on here like fucking getting high all the time.
About 60 or 70 of my friends, are real estate agents and title agents, from title companies, because I provided insurance for all these deals that they made. And, they would be making thousands on their deals, and I would make 100 or 2 on my portion of the deal.
I'd say half of mine are from school. Like 100 of them are from like people who've contacted me, like as a reunion from school. The rest are like family and friends of family.
How many are bros that you got wasted with?
6.
Right, that's how mine is. So like, I don't want to share this with like the other like 50 people, just the 6 bros that I have, not like all the fucking losers. You know what I mean?
I only had a Facebook back in the day, and I only had school friends. The only reason I had it just to see if I was doing better than them. That's honestly the reason. Or if they had hot lives.
That's why I started to see.
Especially when I got married, I was posting pictures of my wife left and right. Be like, what I got.
Make me laugh. You make me laugh there.
Pretty good. Okay, yeah. Those live leak pricks. Interesting. Whore for likes and friends make me sick. I don't know anyone in particular that did that, but
oh, come on.
I didn't.
Shit, it's been so long since I've been on. Who was the biggest one? I forget what his name was. Who's the hillbilly down? The Louisiana guy.
Oh, the old
Rick,
Vietnam veteran
Rick Bond.
with the white
Rick
hair.
Bond, yes,
Oh,
yes.
okay.
I couldn't stand that prick.
Oh,
You're kidding. I like Rick Bond.
What a prick.
No.
Oh God, what a fake person he was.
No. You hurt me.
He always thought I loved it when AFED got into it with him one time.
Rick, yeah, I mean, I remember the name, but I don't remember any accompanying personality.
You would make an account, and within a day, he'd be on your channel saying, "Oh, look," and to have a stupid comment and friend you.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
I don't mind that. I mean, he's networking. George is a big networker. I mean, isn't that big in the insurance business?
Yes.
You network.
You know what? George was never a friend of mine on
Shake your hand.
League.
I don't know why. I'll shake your hand.
Yeah, but I mean, just in general, I guess I don't know if what he was doing was annoying. Yeah, I can't remember. I remember a few people from Live Leak. Yeah. The old days, I remember like Boston Baked Bean and
you're going back.
I remember Sloop, of course, with his garden says. He was cool.
Yeah.
He was a really cool guy. And I remember being on a chat in another video. Sloop said something. And somebody fucking trolled on Sloop, some new guy. And I was like, fuck you. This guy deserves respect. And like, I got a shitload of upvotes for jumping on to defend Sloop because, I mean, the guy was a veteran and he was fucking cool dude, man.
Well, I didn't know Last Dance until I went to the Russian channel. That's the only where I saw him. He was just fighting Russians all day.
I slowly.
That was a waste of my life there.
Slowly developed a pure hatred for the hard left liberals who never uploaded a single video and would just sit there and shit and snark and troll all day, every day. That bugged it. That was a video sharing site. The whole concept, you share videos on the video sharing site. And then you get these butt licks who would just sit there month after month, year after year, never upload a single fucking video and do nothing but run down everybody they could run down. Oh, I hated them. I won't even bring up the person I hated the most, but I hated one person.
Do it.
No.
Why? Lively's not even around anymore.
Well, you can put it in.
Okay, let me
It's
think.
dead.
I have to think for a second. It was
Spin Prince.
no, it was that asshole.
There's so many.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, it's been long enough now that I can't remember the name.
Was it something? Was
It
it
was the
something?
guy who had the avatar, who was the. It was just a stick figure with long hair that was going like this over and over again. I don't know if you remember that guy, but God
vaguely rings a bell.
Bullshit detector.
I loved Bullshit Detector.
That was
I loved good trolls.
I'll think of it. And this guy might have just been a good troll too, but
it wasn't that. I don't even want to say the guy I think it is because I don't think it's the guy. So then I don't want to say his name because you know.
I think it was actually a mod who had gone semi-rogue. You know,
rogue mod. Oh yeah.
Rogue mod. Yeah, rogue mod.
And you actually said a mod, which would be an Ahmad.
No, it wasn't anybody Eastern. God damn this guy.
So much hate in you.
Girl, guy, hatred, pure hatred. I tell you.
Well, so Mr. Sobriety here drinking his bottled water is like a lot sharper than me at least. Mr. CNN here. Mr. CNN.
What's that? You got something to say?
No. I mean,
no, it can't be DCM Fox. He just blocked everybody.
No, DCM Fox was the one I was going to say.
Mr. Enigma. Dr. Enigma. Yeah, that's the one that got to me.
I remember him.
The reason I didn't like DCM Fox was because I just was trying to have a conversation, and this DCM Fox person said, he's a Trumper. Don't even fucking acknowledge him. Just leave him alone. And I'm like, I don't even really like Trump. I just wanted to have a chat, you know. But
I didn't hate people on Live Leak. Like, I just had fun with them. What was the one with the dude that acted like a war gypsy? That one. I had so much fun with her.
War gypsy.
Or him, whatever it was.
Yeah.
He or she just kept blocking me, unblocking me. It got so annoying that I just blocked her, and that was that.
Yeah.
Biscuit Babes, you were on Live Leak, right?
No. I literally watched like
one video.
I watched two videos. One was a parrot biting a person's tooth, and another one was a cop shooting a guy that answered his door.
Here, let me ask you, Biscuit, then, if you know a couple of crossover people who were featured on Live Leak as well as other media. How about Shoe Nice? Oh, man. All right. How about Electro Boom, the electronics channel where he blew shit up and shocked himself, the Indian guy? He had the unibrow.
He has a YouTube video. I mean, a YouTube channel.
Yeah, I watched his YouTube.
Yeah, he's funny.
He had a Live Leak channel. In his old videos, he would say, or maybe I'll get the donation on Live Leak. And I always thought that was cool, man. The guy was actually an account holder. He was cool as shit, man.
Yeah, he's awesome on YouTube.
He's the one who would zap himself with electronics all the time.
Yeah,
I like the one where he sets fire to his ass.
He did one where he tried shaving with like a taser or something, and when he got it close to his lip, he put it in slow motion, and this zap was like. He was shocked by like the impact of this. It was crazy.
And obviously, you know Frankie, right?
Frankie McDonald, right? The weather guy.
Weatherman.
From Canada.
That's a negative on my part.
He dances with hot dogs or something. I forget what he does.
He's I believe he may be autistic, but he's a great guy, and he has a lot of fans. A lot of hot girls make videos for Frankie, and like, oh man, there's many out there. He's a cool dude, you know. Like,
yeah,
he's succeeding regardless of any impacts from anything in life that gives him that comes his way. He's doing
just to support him. Talking about my patron, tendencies. I bought one of his Frankie dolls.
That's cool, man.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
He's cool.
Big old Frankie.
I think Lively was like Craigslist. I never went on there either.
Really?
Yeah.
I got some good whores from there.
Craigslist
300 flowers, baby. Or roses, whatever they call it.
You get yourself a good crack whore there on Craigslist.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, I use Craigslist to get barbecue, like Weber's, old Weber's, to smoke food.
We call them Craig whores instead of crack whores.
Craig.
I think my problem is I'm far too mainstream.
That's kidding.
You're too mean. Yeah, you watch BBC or whatever it is.
No, he's he networks on what's that one? LinkedIn. Yeah, you're on LinkedIn network.
I am on LinkedIn, but I've only got a profile. I don't actually use it. I thought it was a good way of getting a job.
Yeah,
it is a good way to get a job.
I love seeing you, Biscuit, on Twitter more often.
Yeah, I'm trying to go on Twitter more often.
Yeah, I've seen you. I've seen you there. It's nice.
I'll tell you another time, but Biscuit Vapes is a cool name. So just think about that with regards to Twitter. Yep.
Say for this, you have Dildo Baggins contact?
I talked to him about you, and he doesn't wish to have me give you the contact.
Really?
Yeah, unfortunately, sir.
That sucks.
Who?
I mean, Dildo Baggins.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I did ask.
I didn't give him before he left because he always left and came back. I wouldn't give him my personal number because I don't like giving that out. But if I knew he wasn't going to be back and Live Leak would have shut down, I would have gave him my number. So
I mean, you know how his whole shtick and attitude is. He made fun of that, and it wasn't as though he were scared or weird about it, but he did say no. And I mean, I don't mean to be dickish. I should.
No, it's not being a dick.
Yeah, I should be, talking to you in private about it, but no.
Oh, it's fine. We like this.
I feel uncomfortable for once on here.
Win.
Rejected.
Yeah. But I'll tell you what, if you want to buy something from him, I'll be the middleman. If you want to patronize him, tell me what you want from him. What do you want from him, sir?
George is the wholesaler now.
I'm now the dealer. I deal art.
Dude, Dikembe Mutombo just came in. Swatsky.
I know.
Hey, Greg, did you see?
That's the way
I'm gonna start drinking now.
Greg,
did you see the walking stick that I bought from him?
I didn't see it, but I knew. I watched every video he had. So was it one in the video?
It's cool as shit,
Yeah, it's one of the finest walking sticks I personally have ever seen.
Let me go get it. Now we have to go get it. I'll be right back.
It's a really nice walking stick. I've seen it about 37 times.
Oh no, he's made Dildo Baggins made a lot of cool shit. So
that's cool.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I don't mean to be poking fun. Now I feel bad in the moment of like a lull here that I was breaking your balls about getting rejected there.
I take rejection really bad.
All right.
It can't be as bad as Cup of Tea saying Topple got dildoed.
What?
There it is.
That.
There it is.
That thing.
Let me feature you, George, on full screen. So all it will do is make you bigger, but not give you any larger field.
Gotta get these on.
All right.
So here's the handle right here.
Yeah.
And there's the part of it. Needs to have a little wizard's crystal ball on top of it. But then you go up, and let me go here.
So what part do you insert?
We got many choices.
Many choices for the pleasure. Yeah. You can now, see, now
Hey, George, do you know what the wood is?
I do not.
That would be cool to know because, geez, look at how it held those rings so tight. It's pretty.
Yeah, it's nice. It's nice.
I'm going to just throw out there. I'm going to guess it's a form of maple. It really looks like.
I'm going to guess it's a form of driftwood.
Oh, what are you out of your mind, guy? Driftwood? What are you crazy? That's too unstable. That doesn't make any sense. Driftwood? You fucking crazy guy? Jesus.
That's a lot
It
of holes.
depends how big the log was. It could have been a really big log.
Driftwood, it could be every species of wood. There is no way.
Yep.
That is a nice piece, Cypher.
Yeah,
Look at that. It's a driftwood tree.
Yeah, it's nice. He's a great craftsman and artist, and just all around good guy.
That doesn't want to talk to me.
I mean, don't take it hard.
Yeah,
I'm taking it hard.
I'm sorry.
All right. Well, listen, the kids, send them inside with the iPad. Grab a bottle of rum, and let's get down and dirty here.
That's not why I'm not drinking. I have to drive later to another house.
You got Uber on your phone?
No, I don't Uber. That's
Don't
a paper
Uber?
trail. That's a paper trail.
Oh, well, how about the other one? Swerve or whatever it's called.
What the fuck is Swerve?
That's a really good name for a taxi service. Swerve.
No, Verve? Why
don't they just go the whole hog and call themselves?
All right, I'll go in and get a quick drink.
Oh yeah, sorry, George.
Yeah, there you go.
I had a cup of tea comment up for like 10 minutes earlier. I do that sometimes. I forget when I highlight something. So
yeah.
So you know, it could be bobblehead Frankie for the next 7.5 minutes if I don't. You know.
Good topple got dealt. That's horrible. Yeah, I mean, I felt bad about that. I mean, but he asked me directly, and I had to answer directly.
Oh, no, yeah. I mean, yeah, he asked me on the pub, so it's fair game. So
yeah, I mean,
if all five of us were hanging in a bar shooting the shit, it would be fair game. But here it is the internet, so it's a little bigger potentially. But
sad, you know. Yeah.
I mean, we get about 250 to 300 views per video on the pub at the end of the day.
I see that, yeah.
Which is
after the show, we get quite that much views afterwards.
Yeah, like a couple days later.
You know,
awesome.
It is a weird, you know, and Topple's right. You know, I'm sure that there's friendliness between the two of them, and it just the way that it went down. You know, when Dildo Baggins left. You know, he left in a certain sequence of events, and people had a chance to communicate with him a certain way, and certain people did, and certain people didn't. And
therein lies the problem with communicating primarily over electronic devices. You can't get any finite or acute responses to specific small things if they're in a conversation. It's only how you read what they say often. You know, it's it can be hard to get the true meaning of somebody's intention. There you go, Jim Beam. All right.
How long is it before you have to drive, Topple?
Don't bring that up. Let the guy drive.
I think 10:30. So I got 2 hours.
Okay,
plenty of time. I'll be right back.
You'll be fine. You'll be fine. Famous last words.
Plus, I gotta loosen up before I get over there anyway. So,
okay. I mean, is there? I mean, I can communicate, and not. I'm not trying to.
Sorry for this. Don't worry about it. It's
okay.
Cool.
Okay.
It's cool.
Well,
cool.
It's obvious you want to.
Tell him I'm hurt. Just tell him I'm hurt.
Okay. Okay.
I have feelings too. Did you say Greg Topple or did you say like Topple 215? Did he know who you were talking about?
He might not have. I mean, I don't know who knows who.
All right.
You know.
All right. It's fine.
But should I say 215?
You don't have to bring it back up.
Okay.
I'll just go through rejection like I always do.
Hey, did you guys did he know your face?
I didn't show him his face.
No, I mean you could snap a pic of Mr. CNN here.
I don't think he saw.
Okay.
because I was trying to
There
get
we
him
go.
like on the
Did you hear that
Facebook.
ding? I just did a screenshot of you, sir.
There you go.
Well,
And I'll show you him.
I did not
I'll show
like.
you him.
I didn't really like to. There's only very few people I have contacts with from Live Leak because I got burnt one time. And actually, one of the jackasses that were in the chat earlier, he tried to dox me before, so I didn't want to be doxxed because of my kids and my family.
Right.
Because I didn't need that bullshit. Because we all seen what people went through. Just talk to AFED.
It's really weird. If you guys ever saw that or remember that really weird, it was like the last 3-4 months of Live Leak. I had that one. If you put your video into, X-rated into, where it was not to be seen by the regular community, you could curse and be a complete dick about things. And I went fucking bonkers. And what I think happened was people from not Live Leak, but people from my earlier past, I think, stalked me. And I went bonkers about it. I was cursing and telling people how I always carried my concealed weapon and that I wasn't interested in killing anybody, but that I would neutralize anybody that tried to injure me for life or kill me. I would stop it. I would not allow it. And I mean, I just went all the way, full, defensive, bullshitter. And,
Is he? Sorry, George. Quick question. Top CNN is Cup accurate in his tech? Cup?
Oh yeah. He is. He's
okay.
That guy's a prick. So
okay.
It's funny how every time he's on here and I jump on, he escapes. He has problems and disappears.
Okay.
Now, I'll say this. McGrande was a dickhead, but he should never been doxxed. They actually, supposedly, no one I talked to did this, actually called his workplace.
Oh, yeah, I heard about that.
I know a lot of people that messed with him, but none of them said that they did that. But this is why my name's not really Greg Topple, but I have a fake Twitter, a fake Facebook, and all that shit. And all of a sudden, he started coming after me. Oh, yeah.
How dare you?
One day, he started calling me Gregory. He started doing this with his other partner, his Canadian buddy.
But here on Smokesteve's International Pub, this is what we're trying to avoid.
I know. That's what I mean. And we let McGrande here. That's the wrong thing to do. I'm joking.
Yeah, see, that's like, I don't know if I should respect these old conflicts or not. Well, you know what I'm saying?
No.
No.
Just let him on because he's embarrassing as is when he comes on. He's a drunk idiot, so.
I mean, you're throwing some serious shade, homeboy. I mean, that's fine.
I don't like McGrande, but I can be on here with him at the same time.
Okay.
That's why.
I mean,
the one time he was on here, we were talking about, what was it? Oh, what's the difference between December 6th and how Trump said riot, and then what was the black senator or whatever her name was about the
vaccine
waters.
Yes, and he started going off. So,
yeah, I mean,
I miss dull Maxine water. Yes, sir.
I watched the other day the video of Trump walking in front of the Queen of England. Now that is a really funny video. That one is pure gold, baby.
Hey, why shouldn't he walk in front of the Queen?
Well, he didn't know what the hell to do.
Her knickers were all bundled up anyway. You know what?
He didn't know what to do.
To see him at first.
The Queen said, "Look at the soldiers," kind of like she gave this look at these guys. Look at the soldiers. So Trump then he's like, okay, and then he walks forward, and when you see this fucking giant guy standing, she is tiny, dude.
Yeah, compared to him, yeah.
I mean, and she's trying to catch up with him to get around his side. It's great, man.
I'll have to go look that.
One is not amused.
But,
Not many people were on the British side of things, were they?
I
What
mean,
does the Queen do anyway? What the hell do they do over there?
She queen.
Biscuit,
She
please
doesn't
help
do
me.
anything. She's just a figure.
What is this whole fascination with this bullshit family?
She does this.
You
I
tell
understand the
me, you
fascination.
Americans are fascinated with them more than we are.
Is that
Oh,
true?
no.
No, I'm
Yeah.
being serious. Yeah.
Serious, yeah.
well,
No
is
way.
it more of a tourist trap than anything?
Huh?
Not at all.
I mean,
No, it's not a tourist trap, but she's. I would admit that she is a tourist commodity.
Draw?
You know, like, yeah,
Trap?
draw no, it's not a trap because you don't have to. It's not. You're not trapped to come, but
No,
she-
but I mean,
it's a reason for tourists to come.
yeah.
The
But it's
history of
essentially useless. It's a big pile of dog doo-doo.
Yeah.
I mean, the Queen has to. It's a formality basically, but she has to. If there's a major law to come in, she has to sign it off.
yeah.
So she still has powers.
Not really. It's more of a
ceremonial.
formality at this point. She doesn't really have a say. She just has to say yes to
Both
everything.
Canada and United Kingdom, talk about the kingdom. They still refer to the kingdom.
Yeah, it is a kingdom, but
Excuse me.
That redhead with his cute American actress wife moved to like L.A. and ditched the family, and they've got
She's
they're
hot.
getting so much dough, dude. Yeah,
they
she's
got a
cute.
She's
$50
so
million
hot.
Harry and
film deal,
Meghan.
She
Yeah, I
reminds
mean,
me of a younger version of my wife.
Harry can just be like, all right, if you want me to come to your cocktail party, pay me $300,000.
Yeah, I wish I
And
could
like
do that.
a lot of people around Hollywood and the United States would say, yeah, boom.
If you want me to come to your keg party, you pay me $10,000.
Oh, dude, he could go to like a headhunters thing or a like a venture capital type thing. Have him as a guest. Oh man, huge money. The guy's gonna be set for life for doing nothing.
Yeah, they're fine. They're fine.
He's what you call what do they call it? A genetic millionaire. Like he won the genetic lottery. I mean, of all the people.
Biscuit,
Yep.
did you cry when Princess Diane died?
say again.
Did you
He's
cry?
probably
when
not
Princess-
even born yet.
No, he was. He's the same age as me. He was younger though. Were you upset when Princess Diane died?
No,
You weren't?
I wasn't bothered. It didn't impact me in the way some people was impacted.
Jesus, you sick bastard! You didn't care at all, huh? What's wrong with you, man?
Somebody died, but it wasn't.
Jesus.
It wasn't any more important than my next door neighbor dying, for instance.
Wow.
Wow, that's
Wow.
horrible.
Oh, you're a bad man.
He
He's
must
right.
be that
I
near
mean,
everyone hates.
It was somebody I don't particularly have a connection with.
right.
Wow. Princess Di, the Princess of
What's up,
Stafford, Worcestershireville, Von London, Manchester Town.
The only interest I had in it was the fact it was the only interest I had in it was it was a possible conspiracy that her own husband had a hand in it.
Yeah, there were some weird conspiracy
It was
theories.
a good
Jody
conspiracy. Not at all.
Which
How about
husband?
the fact that the guy floored it and drove it into the wall of a tunnel and they all died? Husband was Dodi Fayed.
Were they
Yes.
married?
No, not husband, but lover.
Lover.
The husband was Prince Charles.
One
Well,
of
they
the
were divorced by
enlighteners.
then. Though.
Yeah, but Prince Charles
Wasn't
had
it
the
close?
long face there. What was her name?
Camilla.
Long,
Yeah, Camilla.
Camilla Harris, right? Oh,
Damn,
that's
she
not
gets
right.
around.
Yeah.
Camilla Parker Bowles.
Whoa! What? Am I drunk or what?
You didn't even catch the joke, dude.
Camilla Harris is our vice president.
Shit.
You know that one? Yeah.
Oh God.
Are you that
Yeah.
bad?
Oh, I'm so drunk I can't think straight.
What time is it there?
You were saying that you were
It's
toasting before the show
2
started.
o'clock.
2 a.m.
What
Yeah,
time do you have to get up?
I have drunk this bottle to this much.
Oh, you
And
can finish
I've
that
also had a
bottle.
can of beer.
Oh my god!
You can finish that bottle tonight.
What is
I
that
can't
bottle?
finish that bottle.
It's
No,
gin.
show it.
I will finish this bottle.
You don't got the balls.
Big claim there.
No, don't worry about finishing the bottle. Maybe
Yeah.
switch
Don't
to
point
the
at yourself
Guinness.
now.
Get to the Guinness. Get some
I've
nourishment.
already had a beer.
Biscuit, that's Steve's father instinct trying to help in. Just
I've
finish that
already had
bottle.
one
Be a
of
man.
these. I shall, after this drink, have another one.
Son, go easy on yourself. Go easy.
And then I'll finish the gin.
You got clippers on you?
Yes, but no.
Yes, but no is the correct answer. Oh, man.
I am in a state where you could probably persuade me
For
right now. But no.
$10,000, I'll shave myself bald again. How
What the
about
hell
that?
did I miss? What the hell did I miss here?
I was about to say, your wife was a bartender at one time?
Why did you say she cried?
About
Because
Princess?
Princess Diana.
Oh, okay, yeah.
He was sad.
Okay,
Sad
yeah.
shit, man.
She
was
was a
sad.
bartender. Yeah, she's all right. I
I'm
mean,
like, what the fuck's that all about, Princess Diane dying? I was sad.
You were?
yeah, I guess I
I
wasn't.
was sad. I didn't cry, but I was sad.
I had literally zero affection for the
You
woman.
cold motherfucker.
I think
You're no subject of the
Look,
realm. My
I
God.
didn't cry when my grandma and granddad died. Do you think I'm gonna cry against someone I didn't even fucking know?
Right. You save him up. You like the bank of crying only goes so far. Princess died, didn't make it. I mean,
I cry when personal animals die, not when people die.
Yeah, that'll do it.
How
Personal
about movies? Do you cry in movies?
Yes, a lot.
What
Old
movie?
Yeller.
I cried at the end of Captain Phillips that I watched today.
I never saw that.
How about one where like an animal dies? You must really
Oh,
lose it.
every time. The worst one is Dog's Purpose. Oh my god, it gets me bawling like 15 times in a movie.
I wouldn't watch a movie like that.
Oh, animal
It
died.
literally has no other purpose than to make you cry. The dog dies like 15 times in the movie.
I have only cried in one movie, and it's the most stupidest movie.
Titanic.
It can happen.
No, My Girl. You
Oh
remember
yeah, I
My
like
Girl?
that film.
Don't remember.
Yeah.
RoboCop.
First film I ever cried at was actually Terminator 2, when he's lowering himself into lava.
Yeah, I know. That stupid robot got me too, man. He's melting. Yeah, I mean, fucking dumb, but I loved it. But the first one, who would have saw it coming? That the thing, it literally tries to crawl through a like 1 million ton hydraulic press, and that's how they kill it. Wow. I mean,
That's
geez.
Terminator 1, isn't it? Where it gets crushed in hydraulic press thing.
Yeah, that's the first one. The second one, he drops him in the pool of literally
Molten metal.
iron. Yeah, I guess. Jesus, that was a great movie. Good one.
Well done.
And
Well done.
the scene when he goes into the biker bar is epic. When he's bare ass naked, and that's a awesome scene. The way we've talked about this before. I think I quoted the entire scene before, so don't get me going, please, because
Did he do that in both the second and the third one, or
I don't know.
two different scenarios, of course?
Yeah, the first one he walks up to the guys who are like punk guys with leather jackets and
Right.
spikes and
They're
shit.
bikers. Yeah, bikers with leather.
No, they're more like punks. The first one, and he
Oh,
says,
the very first one. Yeah.
he
Right.
says, "Give me your clothes."
Yeah. Give
and-
me your boots, your clothes, and your boots.
The guy says, "Nice night for a walk," and then he rips
No
off,
wash.
rips his, yeah, right,
Yeah.
rips his heart out. The
Your
second
wife
one,
is dissing you.
what's that?
Your wife is dissing you.
Yeah, she just really laid one down on you.
Oh no, The Bachelorette.
You watch that shit?
Well, she'll tell you I'm literally cracking jokes the whole time. The kid's in bed. I'll make a drink. I'm cracking. I'm annoying as fuck, dude. And
Do you get all excited? You're like, sweetheart, let's go sit down on the couch and watch The Bachelorette.
No, no. Trust me.
You have more than one TV in your house.
Yeah, we have 2, 3, 4. We have 4.
Far.
Hand your man card over.
I don't watch it. Dude, we got YouTube TV. We canceled cable. We pulled the plug.
No, that's smart.
When one has a bizarro life like I have,
Cut the cord.
They are, movies are cathartic. The crying becomes a cathartic release. So I can't tell you how many movies I've cried at. It's just ridiculous. It's almost absurd, But I'm getting better.
I'm getting worse. I don't think there's a movie in the last 12 months I haven't cried at. And
I could never be in human resources like Topple is. I would be going, oh no, kids, you can't do it.
Jesus, I got a bunch of movie criers over here. I had no idea.
Steve, how old is your child, like range wise? Like under 10?
No, like over 10, but not driving age. Let's just say that.
So under 16.
Exactly.
Do you moderate what they watch?
Yeah.
You do? Like no R-rated, none of that stuff?
Correct.
All right.
Yeah.
My daughter's nearly 10. And I only don't let her watch sexual scenes. Anything else is fair game.
Yeah, I'm not putting striptease on for my son.
No, I mean like raunchy scenes in Titanic and things like that. That's not allowed.
There was raunchy scenes in Titanic?
Yeah, steamy hands on the window and stuff.
And then also when he paints her, I think she's naked on the couch.
Oh, that's right. There's boobs in that one.
Yeah.
However, anything with like violence and gore, then she can watch all that.
Sorry, let me get the pervy thing out. She looks pretty good there on the couch. By the way.
She does.
Healthy girl. All right.
Smokesteve, I'm the chubby chaser myself. I like that little weight on them.
I mean, she looked good in that movie. I don't know much else after that. I mean, but that movie.
Well, she's in a TV show on Netflix or one of the stupid ones now.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't watch any of that crap.
I know you watch Bachelorette.
Dude, I haven't watched it in years.
Your wife snitched you out on that one.
We're trying to get it going with watching more stuff together. So cool. Let's bring on the next season, babe. I'm in. Woo!
There's a couple things I can watch with my wife. You got Netflix, obviously, right?
Yeah.
Like Peaky Blinders, I watch with my wife.
I hate the name already. What's it about? A mongoose? I mean, what is that name?
Are you serious?
Yeah, I don't know.
It's an Irish mob back in the early 1900s.
Nah. I mean, I like that sort of stuff, but it can't be good enough for me.
Not enough men in it. Going for a girl.
I only just realized Robert Duvall was in The Godfather.
Yeah, he's Tom.
Is that important?
Yes.
He's the lawyer, dude. He's Tom, I think is his name. He's the Irishman. He can never be in the mob. Mob. Did I say mob? And he, what does he say when they ask him, well, who are you a lawyer for? What is your, he says, I'm the sole lawyer for one person, Don Corleone. And that's all, that's my entire booking, like he's the man. He's the one who goes to California with the movie producer, and the guy turns him down and tells him that he had the best piece of ass ever in the industry, and Don Corleone took her from me. And then what happens? They leave the horse head in the movie producer's bed. That's you guys all remember that, right?
Yep.
Nope.
Just Last Dance.
Yep.
It's a classic scene,
How
Was
can
it
you
the-
forget
wait,
the
wait, wait,
scream?
wait.
I've only ever seen the horse in the
Is this
horse's
Godfather?
head.
Yeah, The Godfather. The guy wakes up in bed, and there, he lifts up his cover. There's his prized $500,000 in 1930 quarter horse or whatever racehorse. His fucking head is in the bed with him, blood everywhere. And he screams, and then they pan back, and the scream starts again. And they do this really interesting camera trick where he pans back, and they start the scream again, and it's like until finally it's like a helicopter panning away from the outside of the mansion.
I've
And you
only
can
ever seen it referenced in Family Guy.
You can still hear him screaming. It's a really wonderful scene. Really, one of the best film scenes I think ever done, hands down.
I watched the first 20 minutes in Godfather and turned it off. I just couldn't do it.
Yeah,
And I'm Italian.
I was the same, Greg. I have not watched The Godfather all the way through.
And here's a big surprise. I'm from Philadelphia. Guess what movie I hate the most?
Philadelphia.
Rocky.
Oh,
I
Rocky.
can't
really?
stand Rocky.
I
Not
thought you were going to
any of
say
them.
Philadelphia, right? That's with Tom Hanks.
Is that with the AIDS?
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't think I've seen it. I'm not a big movie buff.
You don't like Rocky? Rocky's
I
awesome.
can't stand Rocky.
Is it because
about
it's
Rocky
in
II?
Philadelphia?
Adrian!
All right. Well,
Oh God.
Well, looks like that's it.
it's Niner.
On that note,
Oh, your wife
before
stuck up for
you
you.
go though, make me full screen. You can see my two cats. Just
Yeah, Breaking Bad and The Sopranos.
Shoot,
Breaking
Breaking
Bad.
Bad was
humor
good.
me. Humor me. Oh, you're not gonna humor me.
Breaking Bad was
Sorry.
awesome.
Oh,
That
Sopranos was great too.
That was the last show. Was Breaking Bad
one
that
cat.
we watched.
One
Yeah.
cat's. Where's it? One cat's there. I can't make it work.
You all right there, Cypher?
Yeah, the camera doesn't cooperate with me. I'm trying to point out my two cats that are on back of the couch. Both my cats are there observing me.
Godmother, not bad. No, but I mean
The
The
Godmother.
Godfather, fabulous movie.
Yes.
I mean, I understand it's a.
Good job, cup of tea. Yes, beast and tiger.
I can't even think of the word. It's a cultural phenomenon.
No, to me it was just amazing filmmaking. It was just tremendous. Loved it.
There's no films that really. I'm more comedy. Like my favorite movie is Friday.
Dumb and Dumber.
No, Friday.
I just bought a 19.
And Friday after next.
Yes.
Friday was a classic.
Yes.
I bought a 1972 film called Slaughterhouse 5. That's an adaptation of Kurt Vonnegut Jr.'s book by the same name. And it's just incredible, Slaughterhouse 5. If you've never seen it, you can't see it now without at least renting it for, I think, $3.99. So most of you won't do it. But Slaughterhouse 5 is a fantastic artiste movie. And I bought the damn thing for, I think, $12.99. I bought another. I'm getting tired of not being able to see movies that are my favorite movies. And I bought Sucker Punch as well for, I think, $12.99.
I like watching
I'm not gonna rent
I like watching Harold and Kumar get the munchies.
Yeah, I'm not gonna. Yeah, I'm not gonna rent a
Me and
movie.
Biscuit Beef are on the same vibe there.
$4 for 48 hours. That's bullshit. You know, if I'm gonna get a movie, I'm gonna pay $12-13 for it and own it forever instead of paying $4 to watch it for 48 hours. That's bullshit.
And actually, I do have a favorite movie. It's Tombstone. I love Tombstone.
Mhm.
My favorite movie. My favorite movie of all time is Shawshank Redemption.
That Doc Holliday, characterization by Val Kilmer is off the charts. Fantastic.
Awesome, yeah.
It's good when he meets the other shooter there in the bar for the first time, and the guy does all the gunplay, and he's looking like a total fucking rock star. And then, Val Kilmer gets his cup and he's like
Yeah, that's
flipping
right.
his cup around, and he's like just totally sick, but he's badass. He's
Oh, Val
Yeah,
Kilmer,
yeah.
the whole movie, every line, just every
Yeah.
line almost.
I don't think he got a nomination or for anything for that. He might have, but
I got 2 guns, 1 foot each of you.
right. And at the end, when he kills that same guy that he does the trick with,
yeah,
the guy thinks that it's going to be
yep, Ringo.
it's going to be Ringo, but when
No,
Doc
it's
shows
Ringo,
up,
yeah.
when Doc shows up, he's like knows he's going to die, and
Yeah, yeah.
Doc shoots him through the forehead, I believe.
Yeah.
Called
He
him.
says, Come on.
You know Daisy. You know Daisy.
That was a heavy scene. Really cool. Like for us live leakers who'd like to see the shot and not to get some fucking bullshit like camera pan, right? You know,
Yeah.
you want to see a little like brain.
Tombstone's another one that I might have to buy, period, instead of renting for, because you can't find that one.
No, you can't find it.
Yeah, anymore.
I actually have a DVD player still, and we use that.
Yep.
Hey guys, I'm gonna take off. Thanks, Smoke
Oh,
Steve.
Did you tell the wife that the deer ate all her food?
No, I don't have a wife.
Oh, or Rachel, should I say?
Rachel. No, she went and saw it herself.
Oh, okay.
Later,
All right.
brother.
Take
See you
care,
later.
guys.
Bye-bye.
Nah, just movies. I didn't, as a kid, I didn't have a TV as a kid, so I didn't have money for movie theaters. Just never did. Yes, that's a great line too. But things that I would guess when I was a teenager and we made drinking games out of, that's the movies I know. Like
Yep.
Friday, Tombstone.
Yeah. Great scene in Friday when Ice Cube gets high and he looks at the dog and he thinks the dog makes a sound. It's like a concrete dog. And the thing like barks at him and he's like all confused and shit.
There's too many good lines from
that.
there. Too many good lines from there.
Yeah, and big worm. I mean big perm. I mean big worm.
Yeah.
He just passed away, bro.
No. That was T-Bone. T-Bone.
T-Bone. Right.
T-Bone.
The big guy with the wacky
The
eye.
crooked eye, yeah.
He was in a few movies playing the same character. Yeah.
You got knocked the fuck out.
Yeah, that was a cool scene. It was a great movie.
Lots of great movies.
There was Boys in the Hood, and then there was a parody movie made by the Wayans brothers.
Don't drink
right?
your gin and juice while getting high, and it was such a long titles.
Right.
Yeah.
So those were either one was really serious, like kill people, and the other was making fun of it completely. Now Friday was cool because it hit the medium where it was like there were thugs in it, but there were also just stoner guys like the rest of us, like showing us there are people you can relate to that just getting high and working their jobs, and it was.
That's where Chris Tucker came from, and then he disappeared because he became a holy man.
Did he really? Is that what happened to him?
Yeah. He had kids, and he was a religious guy. You wouldn't think watching his movies, but
Right. I think he was in the movie Dead Presidents. It was about Vietnam veterans. He wound up dead in that movie of a heroin injection. And then there became a big rumor that he had died after everyone saw the movie.
Yeah.
Art imitated reality in some kind of a weird celebrity rumor.
Was it Chris Tucker in Rush Hour?
Yes.
What's
it was Rush Hour too.
Yeah.
amazing is that Abe Vigoda is still alive. That's pretty amazing.
Yeah, he's had one or two of those. And there's been a few of them over the years. Keith Richards, of course, has had the Keith Richards is dead thing.
He passed away too far, back. It was bad.
Yeah, it's a thing with celebrities,
Biscuit, let's see that bottle, Biscuit.
Yeah, let's see.
Where's that bottle?
Oh,
Oh, what is this?
Oh, he's
on to the
vanilla stout.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that looks awesome, though. Look at the color of that head.
It does look good. It looks good.
I mean, terrible
That's a lot of
pour.
head.
Absolutely abomination of a pour.
And the bottle is
I've been
at
very
this
polite.
level.
I haven't eaten any more of that panini. See, I
That
got
was
panini.
full when I started tonight.
And then I've got the Evan Williams and Pepsi here.
But that's going to be gone before you go to sleep, right?
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Both
Now,
of us say yes. Yes.
Is your daughter going to have to wake you up tomorrow morning now?
She'll probably entertain herself until about 12 o'clock.
It's Saturday night. My dad's on with those assholes.
Well, you guys must have like frozen waffles and shit like that, right? That she can throw in the toaster oven.
No, she's got savory crackers.
Ooh, crackers.
Yeah, they're like you ever have cheddars, mini cheddars?
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, they're like them, but in a box. She's got them in a room, so if she gets hungry, she can pick one of them. And I've got like a pack of like 10 sausage rolls if she wants to get some.
Would she drink colas with them, or soft drinks, or things like I drink, Crystal Lights, or things like that?
No, there's a bottle of Diet Coke. She gets thirsty.
Yeah.
DC.
Okay. What's that? 1 liter? Oh, you guys are
2 liters.
I'm gonna get Yusako was a Wayans brother movie. Their cup of tea, I believe. That's an old school classic. Pretty terrible.
Am I a bad father?
What?
Am I a bad father?
No, not at all. Just keep drinking.
You're probably
keep
doing
drinking.
your best. You're doing your best.
You're doing fine.
Hey, are you a single father?
Yep.
Is she getting good grades in school?
Very much so, yeah. She's got 2 awards and 2 poems published in a book in the library in London.
You're doing a fine job there, Biscuit.
Right. Yeah, a lot of people aren't doing as well with 2 parents, so you're doing all right.
Yeah, my kids suck, so.
Exactly.
Oh, I'm just saying, just wait till
Well,
they're
I don't mean exactly. I'm just saying.
I know, Smoke. I know. You just.
I don't know your kids.
Yeah.
Second time I got hurt tonight.
No, I was simply saying exactly because you have what we would call the nuclear family with the husband and wife and kids and blah blah blah, but it isn't always like that's not all it takes to cook the soup. Life happens and you deal with the things as they come along.
I think children thrive in a very when
peer pressure for another, get some. Oh my! I feel like an asshole. It's like 25 years ago at UMass. Here we go.
I think children thrive in an environment where there's no pressure and their life is chill.
Oh, it's not chill over here one bit. So
they're chillaxing.
Put it this way: my daughter, since she's been in my custody, has never been smacked, not once.
Oh, really? You never beat that ass?
And she's never had to, and she's never been shouted at, not once either.
And she's doing good with everything. She doesn't have problems. So you're doing great, Biscuit.
If she does something wrong, she cries because I've told her that she's upset me or that she's disappointed me. Never shouted at her.
I tried that with my son one time. I went into it and I said, "You disappoint me." He laughed at me.
My daughter, if she finds out that I'm disappointed, it upsets her to the max.
I never really laid a finger on my kids. Now, my son tested me not too long ago. He charged towards me with anger. I grabbed him by his neck and threw him against the wall and said, "You ever want to do that again, we'll see what happens." And then after that, he never, ever challenged me.
Oh.
Like, I might say a lot of shit about my kids, but they are good kids. They're not.
No, the trick, and I've never, I hope that I have a child or two out there amongst the different women that have rejected me over the years. But having seen what I've seen done to me and seen other abusive things happen, men can use, and women can use strength against their children, but never use accelerated power. Never use power that accelerates, velocity against their joint structures, or, throws them into, other structures. I was whirled around by my belt 360 and thrown into a wall. Wham! And I mean, that was one of the vertebral injuries that I sustained, and I've seen other young men and women harmed by physical exertions of raw power. Whereas strength, you can grab a kid and you can hold a kid down. You can smack a kid's butt. In my opinion, that would be fine. I mean, I've never done it. I've never had a kid, so I've never smacked anybody else's kid. But I've when my ex-wife, my current girlfriend ex-wife has a son who now has 2 children, and I talked to him while I was still married to her. At that point, he was my stepson. So he was related to me, and as his children were just beginning to grow, I said, don't ever use power against your children. Use strength if you have to discipline them, but never use power. Never use accelerated force against your children when you're disciplining them.
I think I have an advantage where my child doesn't have another person to fall on to make me argue against. So it's like she can't use my other half to combat back. So she's basically got to do as she's told.
Against each other.
I'm amazed that you know that, Biscuit, because my son is a little cunt when it comes to that. He goes, my wife.
I did have a year when I looked after my my other half's son, and he did that.
Yeah. Yes.
So I knew where that was.
So frustrating.
Well, I mean, I'll go ahead and be full, candid, divulgence here. I had a raw alcoholic mother sick my huge father, who weighed twice as much as I did. It sicked him on me like a fucking pit bull, and he bit into it, hook, line, and sinker. Man, he went after me like a fucking animal, and that was because I was standing up to her drunken foolishness. So what do you do at that point? It's insurmountable power working against one, and it turned me. I mean, not only was I neurologically and physically damaged seriously, but psychologically, I was terrified. I was friggin', basically a captive in a house. But at the same time, hundreds of thousands of wonderful deeds were done on my behalf by my parents. So I can't hate them. They're both passed away now. I'm in my late 60s, so they're both in, God bless them, in their graves. But I certainly don't make angels out of them either. I don't. They're not angelic. But neither are they demons. They were just humans who were deeply flawed. I've told you guys we're from deep south. They were both from very, very tiny, small towns in Mississippi. They didn't have sophisticated knowledge, and they did the best they could. Both of them were college graduates. My mother even got a master's degree in education. But, they were...
You said your mom was an alcoholic?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Well, I can relate.
Yeah. I mean...
The first time I got beaten actually was when I was 15. It was by my uncle. My dad passed away early in life, and then my mom became a drug addict with her depression. That actually, by the age of 10, me and my sister were taking care of my mom, not the other way around.
Yeah, right. You become your parents' parent.
Yes. I was selling pretzels on the side of the road just so that way I could give money just to get power. We went months without water sometimes. So, but I took that when I had kids, and I'm like, I don't want my kids ever to go through that.
Right.
And that's how I changed it.
Yeah. Well, God bless you for that.
Even though I want to beat my kids sometimes. Well, son, not my daughter. My daughter's an angel.
Well, just use strength, not raw accelerated power.
So so I should hurt them mentally? Is that what you're saying?
No.
Yep.
Oh.
Definitely, 100%.
Not me. I'm not saying that.
Belittle them to the ground?
Yeah.
Just saying, if you get tested,
Put it this way, my daughter's
you have to
been spoiled rotten to this point. She's
No.
got 2 or 3 days without any takeaways for dinner.
What? No takeaways? Oh,
She had a Happy Meal today. She's got a raw deal coming in next 2 or 3 days because I'm skinned.
a cup of tea.
She's gonna have to eat what comes out freezer.
Mess their heads together. Horrible young man cup of tea. Oh yeah, there you go. Tasty.
There you go, George.
What?
How about this? Fathers of young children, do they have phones right now?
My daughter doesn't. She's got a walkie-talkie upstairs, so I can keep in contact.
Okay. Smokesteve,
What?
does your child have a phone?
No.
Okay. That's the biggest kryptonite. If you want to ground your kid, you take their phone.
Yeah,
My daughter has one of these, and I'm like, come down right now.
Shout something at her right now.
Well, we got a nice iPad, and then we can monitor what she's doing with that and what she can access. The phone is a lot harder to monitor.
When you plan in, what grade level do you plan to get her a phone, or him, or?
Let's say probably 15, 16 age.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Do her friends have phones yet, or him? Sorry, don't know.
Not in particular, no. I mean, I don't really know, dude. I'm not like hanging out there with the other kids, so I don't know. I don't know what the heck they have.
Yeah, when my son got in 5th grade, all his friends have phones, and plus he played sports, so we could drop him off and leave. But I realized I could GPS his ass now, see everywhere he goes. I can put
I
a
think
circle.
my daughter's probably going to get one when she goes to secondary school.
Okay.
Because she'll be going further afield than what she is now, and I'd need to have that contact if necessary. If she ever needed to be picked up and she were in trouble, I think she'd need that phone to be able to contact home and get picked up.
There certainly is a cool aspect to it of the immediate emergency response aspect of the phone. But there is also the scary aspect of too much connectivity to unsavory places.
She would let me get this straight. She'd have a SIM card with no contract. It would not have minutes or internet or anything on it. It'd be basically I'd be able to call her. No one else.
Just on your internet. Yeah.
My son's phone, we can see all his activity. Now we pay, I think it's like $220 a year for it. It's so worth it, but every text he sends, we can see. Every picture he takes, we can see. GPS, we can circle areas that we don't want him in. And as soon as he walks into that area with his phone, we get a text message right away. And we call him up. I can blow his phone up that he can only call me and my wife and 911. So
good.
There is things out there, because I was the same way. Like, I don't want my child having a phone, but then I learned a lot more. So
it's pretty cool, man. I like it.
Yeah, programming capabilities is good.
Yeah, and for the safety aspect of just keeping an eye on them, and that's cool. I love it, man. Great, good tip. Thank you.
I mean, personally, I don't have any transport that can go more than 5 miles there and back. So if she goes more than 5 miles there and back, she's a bit screwed.
Right.
My transport is an e-bike with a child, with not a child seat but a passenger seat. So that's my transport for the foreseeable future.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, fellas, we've been on for 3 hours and 23
3.5 hours now.
Good show. Good show.
Good
Enjoyed
show.
it a great deal.
Now I'm going to go ahead and end the broadcast, but I can leave it open if you guys want to have a.
I'm ready for bed right now. To be fair,
I'm sort of